We are live.
All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. Looks like we are into session, I believe this is 15. Holy cow. If we recall, last week the PCs are on Quopist. Oh yeah, I need to remember to share that part too. Where you guys had beaten up some thugs in the cantina and met up with Lord Micah's bodyguard dude, Orgamon. And at his suggestions, you sought out one of the caravans leaving the city, which was headed towards the Temple Valley, which is where Lord Micah is, or Orgamon believes Lord Micah is. A lot of you signed on with that, and a couple days passed during the, as Eddie had declared, the less than comfortable caravan ride. And on the second night or third morning, depending upon your definition, one of the bodyguards was just flat out disappeared, which ended up resulting in the PCs deciding to go after this fellow because it appeared that he had been abducted. And that eventually led to a fight with some alien plant creatures.
Did I mention that Eddie is vegan?
Nom 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 nom. Alright, so with the alien plant creatures, we determined that, well, most of everybody's weapons were not all that useful against them. And they had some sort of poison claw thing because both Dr. Lewis, the stand-in medical dude that you guys enlisted, and Eddie were both briefly paralyzed. And that is where we ended. So, AP Hex, nice. Which one is the AP Hex?
That's
Closer to
the
faceless.
yeah.
Standard light armor piercing run.
It's not my fun time, my super fun time bang bang bullets. It's the step below.
Super fun time bang bang bullets.
That's my
That makes it the mildly amusing time bang bullets.
my party poppers. Ha!
Right. So, soon after the fight was over, both Eddie and Dr. Lewis managed to eventually shake off their paralyzed.
Eddie is going to request of the doctor to make sure there's no lingering effects.
Yes, well, he is going to promptly begin doing that on himself first, while simultaneously looking to Hank and asking, or stating, we've done our due diligence. It's clear what happened to this poor guy. These creatures obviously took him and killed him. It's sad, but we can't do anything about that. We should turn back. Refocus our attention on our true objective.
So Eddie pass out for 20 minutes.
That would be kind of amusing. Has a hideous allergic reaction.
That would be terribly unlucky.
Luck. That would be, wouldn't it?
Tell you what, Doc, why don't you just wait here? And we'll go check it out.
What? By myself? That's a terrible idea. These things can be anywhere.
Use it.
I guess
Or
you could
run.
come along then.
We didn't hide
This
our
is
path, Doc.
But why are we doing this? This guy is gone.
We have not determined that yet.
So, what is the plan? And is Eddie going to have a terrible, horrible allergic reaction that knocks him out for a while?
He's
He
still
will.
kind of drooling. Oh. I wasn't sure you were back yet.
He will, and I'll take my AFK just here.
Gotcha. So Eddie's like, I don't feel so good, and then just falls flat on his face.
He's kind of drooling a little bit. Anyone got a marker?
His tongue is all swollen, and he's like, talking like this. I don't feel well.
Oh dear! That's a horrible allergic reaction. We must hurry and get him back.
And its hands get all huge.
They might. So, what is the plan then? It appears you're down a fellow. Well, probably technically two, because Lewis isn't exactly a combat monster. On the bright side, who was carrying Jarrus? By the way, Ethan, did you note that I changed that so we would not get further confused between Armin and Arjim?
I did.
I figure, people look at the drone and the first thing they think of is, that's Jim. And then it's like, no, wait, that's Eris. So it's a Jarrus.
I can work with that.
So whoever, I don't know who was carrying him, but he started to power up. Guess he needed a long hibernation period.
Power save mode.
I think he would have been back at the camp, so he probably wakes up and takes off trying to catch up. We'll have IFF on so he can home in.
Then he probably woke up a little bit, and he's just now buzzing in to arrive.
Hey, heard the gunfire.
Well, you are a pretty considerable distance away from the caravan.
And I have a considerably large gun. That makes a considerably large bang.
It's true. How far out were we?
Considerable?
A considerable distance.
It's going to be...
It is
It's going to be at least a couple... Yeah, it's going to be at least a couple kilometers. Let's say... Ooh, you apparently are about 6 kilometers away.
That is significant.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's like, hey, we can do the bouncy, jumpy thing, and you don't realize how far you're traveling with those awesome bouncy jumps.
We need to get back on the trail, which we suspect is going to include more of these things.
Note that Eddie is sort of passed out.
And Eddie is sort of out of commission, which I was thinking about having Eris tow him. Actually, no.
Strong enough.
Now that Jarrus.
Holy crap, he is.
Yep,
I didn't realize he's got a 12. Jeez.
I say we just loop a rope around his ankles, and then Eris just drags him along.
But
He's got a
actually,
helmet.
just thinking that we'll get link up with Jarrus's video and have him do a scout run, try and find heat sigs, possibly, of our missing dude.
I do believe I can do such a thing.
And we were following tracks, I believe.
Yep.
Aye.
And
Sai can pretty much he spends a couple moments and says they're going that way.
Hank, looks like they keep going that way. They don't seem to veer off. Single-minded.
Well, I'm
It's only
betting
two now.
since these creatures were fighting together that they probably live together as well, so they'll probably trail back to a single location.
Is there a cave?
There
I
might
bet
be a
there's
cave. Okay, so Saiken has successfully managed to pick up the trail, and evidently we're going to have Jarrus do something.
Scouting.
Indeed.
At least 3 yards up.
I am looking at him.
How is Jarrus armed?
With his 5.7 millimeter Gatling carbine and the 18.5 millimeter Gauss cow.
Yeah, that Gatling carbine's not going to do a whole lot.
Okay, what loadout do you have on the cow?
Currently APHGs and then standard rounds. Standard is
Okay.
8D PI++, and then the APHD is 8D Armor Divisor 5 PI+.
I think he's gonna want to use the non-HP.
Yeah,
for
something
APs.
with a PI++ is going to be your best bet against these things. You weren't here,
Correct.
so anything that's PI+ or less, well, anything
And
less than PI.
and Hank's got a 1 mag of slugs, so he's gonna switch over the shotgun to the slugs.
Does his remind me when we get back to the ship, I might share some of my shotgun rounds with Jarrus over there.
That would have been a great idea.
And I'm just gonna switch to either punching or butt strikes.
Yeah, Sai goes.
You get a rock.
Sai has his vibro kukri in one hand and offhands his pistol.
Yeah, I don't like a rock. You better leverage with a rifle butt.
Shame we don't have like a riot shield or something. You could just bum rush them all and chuck them into the air.
Oh, that brings up a good question. How much do these things weigh?
That's not something
Yes.
I would have thought of. Hold
Well,
on.
Considering the gravity, they probably would be easy to actually throw if they don't have you grappled. You could just throw them straight up. They might even.
Well, if you
No,
assume a human-like weight, they're small, so they're about children's size. So they're probably not more than 100 pounds.
And
Yeah,
one
but is
third.
that
However,
normal?
they're fairly solid,
Yeah.
Or
then
150.
you-
strength and
Okay,
health-wise.
Maybe normally 150 pounds, something like that, which in this case would be about 15.
Shot put.
Yeah, but just realize they could probably do the same to us.
Technically.
Ooh, I like this idea. Maybe hit somebody with a really crappy strength and send them into orbit. So that's going to have to be Buck or Eddie. I wonder which one of those two would be more unlucky about that.
Not it.
Well, I think we determined the planet's gravitational sphere of influence is sufficiently far that we're probably not going to hit escape velocity.
Yeah.
Maybe if I roll a 3. No, I'm going to roll a 2 on 3d6. Okay, so Jarrus is scouting forward using, I don't know, sensors? What would that be?
Now, he did have hyperspectral.
Yes.
Yes, he's got hyperspec.
Now, they weren't showing up on thermals, but I'm figuring the human still might. Assuming he hasn't assumed room temperature. In which case, it doesn't matter really if we find him.
Agreed! We should go back!
The path is that way, Doc. I see you're armed. You'll be fine.
Wait, when is he armed? He doesn't have a weapon.
He has arms.
Oh, I thought he had a gun.
Good lord, no.
He has pointy objects.
Well, Doc, the path is that way.
If you run... No, we still need him here.
Hank says you're coming along. And Cy gives him a toothy grin.
Grow stronger.
Yeah. Okie dokie. So, we are heading in that direction.
Man, I wish this handheld sensor pack had plot sensor.
The
I need to
plot is
get one of
400
those.
meters that way, Captain.
So, as you are progressing in that direction, you will note that the terrain is becoming a bit rockier. Plot word. Actually, that is a good question that Com Junkie has. Is the dodge affected? Okay, so it's just based off of the encumbrance then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so base dodge is not, but it can
So-
be where encumbrance is less. Got it. All right.
Right.
dodge
So
can.
the first thing that occurred to me is last week Armin did an acrobatic dodge, and jump distance is like times 8 point whatever. So
You're
is
just
like
very
the acrobatic gonna be like, whoa, look at that?
Well, I think that's probably covered by the dex penalty in low gravity.
Which reminds me, I did do that thing where it should have gone public. Did it actually show?
All right,
Yeah,
so
there it
all
is.
our dex modifiers are anything that's dex related is a minus. Well, in my case,
Now,
a minus 2.
Sai is different because he's
Yeah, native
from a different
0.6.
native, and I think Buck has a different increment. So I think his penalty is a bit less.
Yeah, he's got improved
Yeah, I think it was
G
one less.
tolerance, 0.3.
And it worked out to
what's
minus
your
1
native?
less.
Yeah. So you're minus. Yeah, you're 1G native.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're minus 3, I think.
Groovy. So the terrain is, as stated, getting a little rockier. Oh yeah, that was the image thing that we were using before for the lovely sort of terrain with the weird looking trees. And as you are progressing, Sai, I will need another tracking check from you. In the box, please. Okay, so the trail that you are following begins descending down a hill towards. Oh, look at that! Is that a cave in the side of a really large hill? And as you approach the cave, as you approach the cave, you can definitely see that it is going into there. It's fairly smooth, but it is definitely really, really dark in there.
Still got the drag marks?
Well, he's found indications pointing to that, yes, but since this is actually becoming less, more rocky and less ground, he's having to spend a little bit more time actually finding them. But thus far, they do seem to be pointing towards that cave.
Funny that plant-based creatures would live underground and in rock.
Not
Maybe they're
maybe
fungus.
There's no,
Yeah,
that
could
or there,
be.
or there's probably, or could be just a more natural, mineral-rich soil. I don't know.
Were they green?
Did any of
Or
us
do
not
you
have
plant
night
like-
vision? I think
They-
Eddie didn't. Armin has some naturally, but I don't think she has devices.
Something to annotate by the crew. Hyperspectral contact lenses for everyone.
It actually looks like they probably aren't green as it stands, but they're more desert shades.
Okay. So they're not relying on
Not
photosynthesis.
chloroform based. Yeah.
Well, it could also be closer to water, a deeper source of water.
Yeah, there could be some water inside. And other stuff, who the hell knows?
Could also explain why it's smooth rock too. Water. This could have been like a water tube or something.
Makes sense. Right, well. This is sort of a tactical problem. I suppose we should be prepared. Looks like we're going in. Doc, we're going in.
This is a terrible, terrible idea.
You could wait out here if you want.
That is also a terrible idea. We should go back to the caravan where it's safe.
And of course, Hank is still thinking of Jarrus as a robot, so he's gonna see if we can't get him to scout ahead. Maybe map it out.
Does Jarrus have any kind of like? What we need to do is mount a light on Jarrus, or a thermal flashlight. So, or
he has
infrared
ultra carrying,
flashlight.
so.
Well, what I was thinking is if you have like a infrared
Flood lamp.
flashlight, then you could light it all up.
Yeah.
Only people that with infrared can still see.
Which
Well,
means
he's
Armin
probably
couldn't
got some-
see and Eddie couldn't see. And
Well,
He's probably got some lights on there.
collision lights with our red.
Actually, yeah, it probably would. It's gonna have to have some kind of marker lights. Yeah, which is fine for those of us with technological night vision, but less good for Armin. She'll need an actual flashlight, maybe.
And Eddie.
And Eddie, who is currently unconscious.
And Dr. Lewis. I'll be blind!
Do we have any kind of floods?
Maybe?
It'd be weird if I don't have flashlight, but it wouldn't be that weird.
Well,
I
I
guess.
suppose normally if we're normally
I
if
should
we're
have a
doing
helmet
EVA,
light.
if we're
Yes,
doing
we should
EVA,
go
we
back
probably
and get a
have,
flashlight.
night vision.
I should definitely have a helmet light, I would think.
Yeah,
that
that's
won't
what
be
I'm kinda
enough.
thinking
We should
too,
go
but-
back and get actual flashlights.
Well,
I
if
gizmo
you
a
want to go
flashlight.
back and fetch them.
Nope, I just gizmoed one out of the pocket of my cargo pants.
Oh, that was good thinking.
Hey,
Oh, you need a flashlight? Here, click.
were you a space scout growing up?
You know, I wonder if
Always having to look behind machines.
be willing to bet this survival watch. You could probably set the screen to
Oh, yeah.
flashlight.
Yeah, that would make sense.
All right. Crap. You know, just occurred to me. I probably should have seen if we couldn't get a biosignature for that guy. I want to. If we've got the drag marks there might be some residual bio that I could pick up. So I'm going to use the sensor pack and try and see if I can pick up his scent. Or did I do that already?
Why is that so big, the font on the corpus notes?
I just picked them as the heading. It was mostly, you know, I wanted them large, you know, because they were mostly for me, and you know, I just wanted them there so they would stand out more, and I wouldn't overlook them as much.
He likes big fonts and he cannot lie.
Can't argue with that.
So Hank and Buck are there trying to rig to get the flashlight and all that stuff going, right?
Buck's sorting out the flashlight. Hank's going to try to pick up a biosignature.
All right.
Okay.
And I'm going to just roll that, and
Well,
you can penalize as needed.
So Sai is extremely curious and, well, overconfident. He's not even going to really pay attention, and he starts to slowly move down the tube, forgetting that, you know, no one said anything. So
With Jarrus already heading down.
Well, he ought to be covered then.
So technically,
we'll be right behind him.
Well, we'll scout ahead. You know, take whatever time you need. I'm sure if it gets ugly, you'll hear us running back towards you.
Right. Well, you're okay for now.
So Sai will have his blade out and his offhand ready to pull his, you know, fast draw his pistol if needed.
I've got a bad feeling about this. Eddie's
Oh, is he
tongue's
waking up?
swollen.
It's not rock. It's kind of like a secreted resin.
Dude, what's wrong with your hands?
I'm not at all puffy. Like, I can hardly talk.
Doc, all right, should have asked Doc for like a antihistamine shot or something.
Hey, Doc, can you do something about this?
Yes, but we'll have to go back to the caravan. We should do that.
Guess it'll have to wait. Beep. Beep.
So we are proceeding into the dark, sinister-looking cave.
Why wouldn't we?
Is it really the tricorder noise, or is it more the motion detectors from aliens?
It's probably tricorder noise for now.
Right.
I'll get to the radar in a minute.
Well, let's see. You succeeded by 6, so you are able to detect some
At least you.
some yes. Well, probably his dude's DNA. Rondo, that was his name, or is
Right.
his name? Depends.
It is now. Ronnie. Alright, I think I got him.
And into the dark tunnel we go. Does it take long before it gets very, very dark? I mean, yeah, you've got the flashlight, but still, there are no ambient light sources in here. And
There are now.
well, yeah. And probably, I don't know, 10 meters or so inside, your radio starts crackling.
Dude.
Starting to lose contact with the outside
Yeah,
world.
it's definitely, you can definitely tell that it sounds sort of like Orgamon, but it's such bad reception down here. You've got no bars. Maybe half a bar.
Well, if we're not that far in, might need somebody to run back out and see if we can pick that up.
We should all go back.
I'll go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I run back towards the entrance and start trying to raise Orgamon on comms until we can hear each other again.
Okay, let's see. Do you have the comms? What is it? Yeah, electronic ops comms. Because you're gonna have to like
Yes.
start fiddling with frequencies and boosting this gain and doing all this stuff. Mark could probably tell us all about what you'd have to do.
Except that I have to do it all with my tongue.
Well, you know, I figure you probably have like a thing on your wrist or something where you can fiddle around.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Okay, so it's going to take a couple seconds for that, and
Okay.
it is in fact Orgamon. It seems like you can hear him better than he can hear you. It's not necessarily a big surprise because you've got far superior or higher tech gear than he does. But he is attempting to raise you guys with a comment that they are not positive, but they do believe they may have some people that are sniffing around the caravan that shouldn't be. Sort of passing on that they may have detected some raiders.
All right. I will ask him how far away did he see them? And what direction?
I was trying to
And what are
figure.
they carrying? And how many are there? I'm going to talk him through giving me a salute report.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how we could screw that up. Where it's like, what? How many bears? There aren't any bears.
Are they in vehicles or on foot? Stuff like that.
Vehicles. They don't have a number, and it's not that they've confirmed, but they have heard noises and stuff like that that are definitely vehicular based.
Okay, I'll relay this back down to Hank since I presumably didn't have to go so far that I'd be out of contact with them. I'm kind of in
Right.
the middle.
All right. Well, at least that that excludes the plant guys.
How
Unless
do
they
you know?
ride
Maybe the plant
vehicles.
guys can ride trucks.
That would be odd. But this is Traveller after all. Who the hell knows? These could be the ancients.
Just some plant guys having them a convoy.
Well, I guess that means we better hurry.
Dr. Lewis is aghast. But we should go back!
Do you want me to wait here to stay in touch in case the situation changes?
We should all stay here. Or go
No,
back.
come
That's a
on,
better
if we
idea.
If we gotta hurry through this, we may need you sooner than that.
Okay. I head back down. Sign off with Orgamon telling him that we've almost reached where the guy has been taken and we'll hurry.
Hey, you could always go back and help.
Who's Harry?
Oh, Ronnie. Yeah, Doc, you could always go back and help them talk to the raiders.
Look menacing.
Hey
Here's
Buck,
Gaze.
Yeah.
if you've got the PRSA communicator, then you should be able to set it to act as a relay.
Yeah, but I'm coming back down there with you guys.
Right, but you could leave the communicator up there as a relay.
No, I can't. It's built into my helmet.
Oh, okay. Don't take your helmet off, that would be a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Doc, are you sure you got nothing to do?
I think he's getting worse. We should take him back now.
Maybe we should leave Eddie at the end of the tunnel and have him relay our messages for us.
Right, Eddie, you're in charge of comms.
He gives you a, thumbs up and a big smile with his swollen tongue hanging out.
Looks like all thumbs.
It's a thumbs up where he can't actually close his hand. So it's like a 5-finger thumbs up. Alright, I'll hang back here and relay messages. Good luck, fellas.
Actually, I want to see him fight like that.
I'll choose what? An arbitrary -3?
That
For
works
swollen.
for me.
Can't get my finger in the trigger of the gun.
Wonder if you could set it to remote fire.
Actually, no, that wouldn't be the case. Because we're in vac suits, so the counter pressure vac suit would be squeezing.
I don't think all of us are in vac suits.
Actually, most of you aren't, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, I think a bunch of people just.
Buck
have
is
the
just
respirators.
respirators
sure,
in
just
whatever their regular armor is.
Well, Eddie's in a space biosuit, so
Which
Well,
apparently
is
has a
that's the
slash
only
in
armor
it.
he has?
what was that, Daniel?
That was the only armor he has.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's a biosuit. It should heal that slash, whatever it is.
So Eddie will hang back.
Try. We could use somebody to watch the 6 anyway. And be ready to run down here if something happens, though. I'm gonna set the radar to map mode, so we can make a little mini map on the way in.
Okay, so let's see. Yeah, that thing is going definitely down, and you are also noticing a certain or an increase in temperature.
It's getting hot in here, or is it just me?
I feel fine.
Yeah, it's a dry heat.
I don't see how it says that thing will rebuild or heal.
Thought that was the whole purpose of the
Looking at
biosuit.
the self-sealing for punctures up to an inch in diameter. More extensive. Okay, I didn't see that. Interesting. Okay, so Jarrus is going in first, and Sai is fairly close behind him. And everybody else is, except for Eddie, who's, going, screw that. Down the end of the cave you go. Well, not cave, tunnel more like. And where is the flashlight? Who has the flashlight?
I handed it to somebody.
You totally should have handed it to
Probably
Eddie.
Doc. Although possibly Armand.
Probably Armin. She could probably get some quick tape or strap it to something, Velcro it down.
Well,
I don't know. I was liking the idea of giving it to Eddie and then go, crap, we left it.
I'll hand it to Armin and point out that it's heavy duty. You can club somebody with it if you need to.
It's a mag light, so it's really just a mace.
yeah, but he gizmoed it, so it has to fit in his pocket.
Yes.
So is it a Mass Effect mag light so it folds out?
Like a baton.
I was,
It's like
just,
Yeah.
an ass. It's
I
like
was
an
just
ass
thinking one of
with a
those
light.
minis, but
Yeah, I guess even if it's a mini, it'd still be like a blackjack.
yeah, it's a hand load.
Kubaton.
Good for +1 damage. Off of brawling. Or karate.
So let's see. So Sai, what is your low light vision, and also Jarrus is hyperspectral, right?
I have hyperspectral.
And ultra hearing.
I have a hyperspectral visor. Naturally, I have.
Yeah, I just running the hyperspectral. The natural low light is going to be useless in here.
Well, not anymore, because we have a flashlight in here. It is providing ambient light.
It's mostly useless.
It's not pitch dark.
Okay, so it looks like, and according to what I'm seeing, if in total darkness, hyperspectral functions exactly like infrared sensors. So that means you see heat.
Not to belabor the point, but it's not total darkness.
Yeah, but they're ahead of you. And you
Okay.
sent Jarrus forward to scout.
That's true. Okay.
But yes, they will have actually been, the two of them will definitely be able to determine what is essentially the heat trail. You're guessing the heat trail of the fellow that was being dragged, Rondo. However, it is getting warmer as you go further along, so that's naturally causing potential problems. Nothing major yet.
What sort of terrain is Quopus in a survival sense?
It's a planet. It's going to have all sorts of terrain.
Alright, so where Eddie is at the entrance of the cave.
I think
That's going to be desert slash mountainous.
Well, right now it's scrubland because Eddie's there.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Alright, so Eddie will fail his survival. So
Oh, no.
he's picking a place that has lines of sight. A fail means he can pick one, so he'll pick lines of sight.
Right? Yes, and they're able to follow that.
Yeah, no, that's just. It said hyperspectral is treated as infrared, so that's what infrared does.
Okay, so Jarrus and Sai, both give me a perception check in the box. Don't worry about whether vision or hearing or any of that. I'm going to look at those. Wow, okay. Hold on, I have to check something very briefly. That's not useful. Okay, so so the both of you, as you are progressing forward, have noticed it is relatively quiet along the way. However, you are both detecting some vaguely weird scraping noises. It's not like metal or stone, but it's something along those. Something is scraping against maybe the stone, but it's not like rock versus rock or metal versus rock or anything like that.
All right, I will. In this case, you said it's how far off?
No, you can't really tell because there are weird echoes, and you both of you tried to fail.
Ah, and we didn't have anything. We're pretty certain that our pathward back was just straight tunnel. There weren't anything that side passages or anything, right?
There have been some minor little side passages, but they, the trail has mostly ignored them, and they've been fairly small.
Gotcha.
I mean, hey, an SM -2 could do that, and maybe a -1 if it's squeezed.
Great. All right.
Eddie probably couldn't because his fingers are all swollen. And
He's all svelte. I'll draw my handgun in the other hand and then kind of move much more cautiously forward.
sorry, I was also looking something up. Wow, that's interesting. As for Jarrus and probably Hank as well, if you're using the radar thing, you are picking up something farther down, something fairly large, but that's it.
Can't quite make that out. Do you see anything?
Okay, so how far apart are Jarrus and Sai from the rest of the crew?
Probably no more than 10 meters.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's okay. I was having to do the maths in my head, and I don't like doing maths, not at all. So Jarrus and Sai, as you are, following the trail area, I believe it's both of your radios sort of give a little feed. Actually, does Jarrus have a radio?
Yeah. How else would he communicate?
Magic?
Didn't he?
I can't
Yeah.
remember how that worked.
He has a built-in radio, basically. Yes, I would guess.
He has telecommunications.
Okay, right, telecommunication, right. Okay, so both of you briefly get a feedback squelch thing. Which sort of indicates that you're there's another radio in the area somewhere. Well, other than the guys following you. Can you actually triangulate, or not triangulate, but track radios? I mean, with the current equipment and stuff.
I was gonna
Nothing
say, I
that
think you have to
Sai
have-
has.
I think you have to have equipment to do it.
Yeah, you'd have to have. I mean, I don't know if Jarrus has anything built in, but Sai doesn't.
That's something you ought to look into.
Just need a directional antenna.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Jarrus. Buck is gonna say, I need to put this on you, and this too, and this as well.
He's gonna weigh 300 pounds at the end of it.
Yeah, but he's gonna have like a rotary storm cannon.
Because what he needs is to do more damage.
So Jarrus and Sai, go let's see. You guys are, I guess, continuing forward. I mean, what is the? Sai already established that he's being more stealthy. Is Jarrus? Actually, does that even matter?
Well, he doesn't have footsteps.
Yeah, but
But
he
he-
has
Yeah,
probably has a hum.
yeah, that's
don't
what
know
I
if
was.
I can turn down like thruster power to make less noise, but I
Well,
don't know
he
how low I
doesn't-
can go.
He doesn't have noisy.
Damn,
Or
we need
does
to
he?
add that. No, but he cannot float. Wait, this is GURPS. That could mean a number of things. Is that like if we throw him in water, he can't float?
Yes.
Yes. He sinks.
Which evil clowns will find disappointing.
Okay.
Well, wait. I won't
Yeah,
do this
'cause I-
at least.
I wasn't sure if it was that or it was basically can't
No.
hover.
No, that's a separate penalty. That is
Gotcha.
its own thing.
So noted. Okay, so Sai, if you are being stealthy, give me a stealth check. Although he knows. Wait, does he know that these guys are? No, he probably doesn't.
I mean, he's gonna be stealthy one way or the other. I mean, or he's going to attempt to. He doesn't know how they necessarily see, hear, or otherwise.
This is true. Yeah, so you're sneaking along, and because you are being fairly quiet, it really stands out to you just how much that hum, how loud that hum is. And you will also have noticed that whatever that sound was that you heard earlier has abruptly ceased.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think of how I would signal Jarrus. It's not like I could tap him on the shoulder and expect him to feel me tap, you know?
Not anymore.
I don't know. Send a text.
He pauses and breaks out his phone, and, lights up his face and starts typing.
It's one way.
And unfortunately, he's forgotten to turn off the noise for when you see you hitting a key. So it's like donk 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 donk.
Crud. Gonna have to come up with one of those like Google Glass where you have the eye movement kind of things. Can send you can text with your eye movement kind of thing.
Or get like a wearable computer that you can do by touch. It'll be all misspelled and crap, but that's okay. Texts are all misspelled anyway.
Yeah, he'll try that, with his wrist comm, kind of tap out a quick, the noise. It stopped. And then kind of stop and try and listen up for anything more.
All right, give me a hearing-based perception check.
It's a good thing you're not wearing a helmet.
And you have, pointy ears that stick up.
Yeah, but I don't actually think I have any kind of acute hearing. Which is kind of weird for a dog.
Well, they're not a dog.
That is actually kind of weird.
They're
Well, you got protected hearing on one of them.
they're an anthropomorphic dog.
Yep, I don't have anything
Dog
like
stock.
that. All right. There we go.
Holy cow. Okay. So
They're a
he
mog.
he pauses, Sai pauses, and sort of your ears flick around a little bit because that's the way dogs do. And he can very definitely hear something sort of moving ahead. I have to look at something really, really quickly. Where is it at? Where's it at? Yeah, he can definitely hear multiple somethings moving around ahead of you. And there is also a vague sound that sort of sounds almost like a person, sort of not quite groaning, maybe groaning.
Need a subvocal comm link.
Nah, you don't need one of those. You should just shout what you're gonna do.
Yeah, we can always get some tactical units. Put that on our list of things to get.
Dr. Lewis is all like, "What's going on?" Way too loud.
Thank goodness he's behind us.
Oh, I'm sure it carries a little bit.
That's right, he's bait.
Note to self: carry a bunch of glow sticks as well.
Yeah, I think I meant to get some of those at one point. Or maybe thinking of a different game.
Okay, so what are you doing?
I don't know. How's Jarrus responding to my whisper across the channel?
And actually, pretty much everybody with the radio probably hears that too.
That's what I mean. Is I stop, and I kind of wait to see what Jarrus. If he's gonna keep moving forward, then I'll kind of move up behind
What
him.
band are you guys on?
Yes. Metallica.
Pink Floyd.
Jairus will actually hold back and wait for more instructions.
So I'm wondering that would have only been the case if this was Eddie. It would have been on the same band as the guy you're searching for. So his I hear multiple targets would have came out of his radio.
Probably not. I would figure we probably have our own. Now, if
That
his
is a
band
logical
close enough-
presumption.
if his is
Well-
close enough to it, or a half version,
You-
we might hear it chirp.
You could always do that on purpose.
So the rest of you have heard Sai report that multiple signals ahead, multiple targets ahead. How are you reacting? Eddie's out there going, yeah, I need a chair.
Did he mention the radio thing?
No, I haven't mentioned anything about the radio
Okay.
chirp, but I do mention, yeah, and I didn't mention the moan because I don't know how I would relay that. I
Right.
heard a moan.
Okay. Well, then Hank will ask if you can pick up anything regarding Ronnie. If we think we're close.
He'll mention that we did get a comm. We did pick up some radio interference. Possible another radio source nearby. Could be Ron's. Might want to bring. We might want to hold up here. Actually, that's what I'll do. Is I'll whisper to Jarrus and across the comms. We'll pause here until you guys bring the light source closer.
Roger. We will move up.
Lanterns. That's what we need. Or some kind of like light pucks.
Well, to be fair, we weren't necessarily planning on cave diving.
That's what I'm thinking. Like light pucks, like a kind of a glow ball kind of thing.
Oh. What, like the XCOM flares?
Yeah, something like that.
So the rest of you have caught up with them.
We catch up. Excepting Eddie. No further noises from within.
By the time you guys have caught up, mostly Sai because Jairus can't talk. Sai will report that it is once again gone crazy silent.
When we get up there and stop again, Hank's gonna use the radar again and see if he can't get a mapping and at least get an idea of what the cave looks like.
Maybe.
And get what he can get. And I guess see if that's a strong signal on the biosniffer.
Yes, it does seem to be picking up the biosig.
Okay, I think we're getting close. Let's move forward. Be ready for anything.
So you round the corner, because it's one of those. It's not quite a corner, but it's mostly a corner. And the tunnel has opened up rather significantly beyond here. And the first thing that you will note is there are a whole bunch of those things, those plant monster, whatchamacallits, standing down there, and they're all, well, actually, you can't really tell if they're facing you or not, but they're not moving.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what did Brian, can you roll 3d6 for me?
In the box.
It doesn't matter. I am totally hoping he's going to roll like crap. That's... So what is the course of action?
Do we have a heat sig?
There is something of a heat sig, yes. And it is sort of up. And you pan up, realize, holy crap, this thing is really, really tall. This tunnel, whatever. And you see a thing that is stretched out and sort of anchored to the sides of the tunnel area.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing is really, really big. And it seems to have your rondo dude like in its maw.
Ooh.
It's not like chewing on him, but it's doing something. And at one time, presuming that's one of those is like you look up, you get the flashlight on it, and at that, Dr. Lewis turns and bolts with a scream.
Well, he's
Of
not
course.
wrong, except for the scream.
Yeah, that scream is what kind of like Shiza.
And yeah, the things
Because I was
are
just
all
thinking,
gonna.
yeah, that's it for that guy. Let's go back to the caravan.
And the whatchamacallits, the children, the smaller ones, they all sort of react, not so much to the scream, but probably his stomping away, not stomping but running and screaming and into the dark. And they orient towards you, and a whole bunch of them start heading in your direction.
'Cause of course they do. Fall back.
Sai will say, covering fire.
We don't have to outrun them. We just have to outrun the dock.
Right.
Actually, we have some
Where is the
explosive
dock?
rounds.
Oh, yeah.
Let's cave it in.
Oh, that's a good point. Actually, speaking
What about
of
the guy?
explosives,
Can't
He's a
cave his
goner.
place in.
say again.
Besides, you're not there.
There's the guy that we're the whole reason we're down here.
Yeah, he's being.
You're not
yeah,
down
he's,
right
he's
now.
being
At the
chewed on.
I didn't catch that.
It really sucks to be him, really. Not to mention that there's like an army of those things around.
You could say it bites for him.
I mean, we could probably stick Buck in there, and
He's in
they'd
a-
probably have a hard time chewing through his armor. But
He's in a sucky position.
I don't know. It could slowly digest him over a period of 1,000 years.
yeah,
Although
bad
honestly,
what
I
I
don't see how that's all that horrifying, because you're going to be dead long before then.
What if you're not?
what if it like?
It keeps you
Okay.
alive.
Kind of like puts these probes in your brain to keep your your motor functions going, so it can slowly eat away at parts of you that you don't need.
Yeah.
Which means science would be very interested in that creature because it has the ability to prolong life.
By 1,000 years.
At least.
Okay, so
Not to mention the slowest metabolism ever.
okay, that's interesting. Right, so those things suddenly start, well, not quite lumbering, because they're not slow. Actually, what was their speed? Nope. Wow, they're actually pretty fast. Just for a indication of how large that thing is, it has a size modifier of 7.
That's pretty
It
large.
is really, really big.
It's not as big as a ship.
That's
But pretty
almost
darn
spaceship
close.
size.
It's a small spaceship.
Yeah, I wonder what a 100-ton is.
Yeah, like a launch.
Right, so bunch of those things orient towards you and start advancing quickly.
All right.
And we start retreating quickly.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Laying down fire covering.
Yeah. Does Sai actually have some of
I
those
have-
charges on him?
It looks like I have 2 remaining because Eddie threw 1. I used one of the at least one is what it looks like when he blew up the enemy, threw it back out in space.
That poor guy.
So I
He
have,
just wanted to be a pirate.
according to my sheet, I have 2 remaining.
That sounds right.
So
So-
size modifier 7. I'm assuming his form is sort of boxy. It's neither sleek nor upright.
Kind of
Oh,
cylindrical.
right.
So that would be 15 yards. 15
Which
yards
is
long.
not small.
And what is it? I have to math. 15
You
yards
ask too
long
much.
and 10 yards high.
Crap. I forgot something.
That's
So, right.
T-Rex size, maybe.
Hold on there, Sai. Yes, I did. I knew I forgot. I knew I was going to forget something. So when the doctor went and turned and bolted and all these things sort of oriented on you, the thing, the really large critter that was doing something to that poor fellow, sort of shifts slightly, and whatever it does, it lets him go, and he falls probably several meters to the ground, and it lets out this shriek. And I need everyone to make a will check, please.
Now Buck is in the helmet. He's gonna have hard of hearing.
It's not that kind of, well, it's sort of like
Well,
it's basically
Freak you out,
it
kind of
has the terror ability.
right.
And clearly
that,
the doc totally failed.
Should that be fear-based?
Well, it's terror, yeah. Because I'm thinking it's sort of like subsonic and stuff like that. So it's like vibrates and buddy.
It just
Didn't
reaches
mean to roll
into
that in
that
the box.
back of your. It reaches into the primordial. part
Okay,
of your brain
so let's
and triggers
see.
that.
Buck is gonna fail. Armin's gonna fail. Looks like Sai is gonna fail.
Woo!
Wow.
That's appropriate. That Hank the Stoic is like, that's a hell of a thing.
Would you look at that?
So let's see. Terror, I believe, makes you roll on the fright check. Is that right?
All right.
It is a will -3 normally, so we need to apply that because you add your margin of failure to the fright check, I believe. It's been
Does
so long
combat-
since we've done.
Does combat reflexes have any effect on fear? Just checking.
Yes,
+2.
but you cannot have a
Right over.
fright check over 13 unless you have
Yeah. roll
whatever
50.
it is.
Yeah. Well, how
think
much did I
this-
fail by? Because I accidentally rolled in the box. I don't know what my.
Oh,
failure was.
right. Yes, I'm sorry. Let's see. So Sai failed by 1 against the will of 13.
Oh, failed by 1, and then you said it has a -3.
Yes.
So is that a total of -1 or -4 at this point?
Then it'd be -4. But combat reflexes adds 2, so it'd be -2.
-2. So I add 2.
Or +2, sorry.
Gotcha. So I add 2 to this roll. Sucky.
Being oddly consistent.
That is really oddly consistent.
Ouch.
Wow, look at that. 15, 15, 14.
No, that's 15, 15, 15, 15, 14.
Okay.
Well, I was looking at the results, but yeah.
Lost.
And then Hank is like, huh.
Oh,
There's something
great.
you don't see every
6
day.
seconds of stun. Wow. I would have rather lost 6 fatigue. No, actually, no. 6 seconds
Okay,
of stun
so
for 2 seconds.
so this is
Oh, it was
this,
almost one both times.
I know this is a potential opportunity for with a fright check where you could say, I don't want this. My dude's going to turn around and run away. And I would totally allow that.
Yeah, we were already planning on retreating, so if I can run instead of standing there stunned, I will run.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
going to be, you can't shoot back or do anything. You just turned and bolted.
Well, that was the plan, I think.
Can
Maybe
I...
with a girlish scream, and Sai is going, yip, 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 yip.
Arr, arr, arr. Shoot.
It's a monster.
Can I burn a character point to still fail, but only fail for the minimum duration, the stun for 1 second?
Maybe?
That's up to you. I mean,
Well, why do you need to?
He wants to throw an explosive at it.
I want to throw a bomb at it and then run. But I don't want to sit for 6 seconds while these things close on me either.
Well, if you are going to do that, you might as well just turn the fail to a success
Okay.
on the fright check, which is the character point. But so it sounds like Buck turned and
Okay.
bolted. Did Armin also say screw this, turned and bolted? All right. No worries. That evil mic of yours.
If they turned and bolted, you should use the Dungeon Fantasy Fright Check effects, which is you get them to roll 3d6 plus the margin of failure, and then they acquire a permanent disadvantage.
Oh, I do have that. I did start working on that.
Page
Yeah, but
11
why?
on Dungeon Fantasy. So they become permanently warped because of the experience.
Nah.
Oh, we're saving that for Daniel's game. Then we can get nuts.
Right. So those things are charging forward. It sounds like Jarrus is there, and Hank is there, and Sai is there. Actually, I do have to say that the Dungeon Fantasy fright checks are a lot easier to handle. They are a lot simpler. You don't have those wild, oh yeah, this happened, and also you need to roll on this one as well. It's just like, this happened and you get a -5 disad.
Well, no, it's potentially fatal, because your margin of failure is the number of turns that you are stunned, automatically stunned, and then you take your margin of failure, add it to a 3d6 dice roll, and then reference that result to a table to determine what sort of disadvantage you get.
Okay, so this isn't quite combat, but it sort of does that. So Armin is bolting and running. I believe you have the light, so there's at least that. Sai is doing what? You have a bunch of these dudes charging towards you. Well, moving towards you.
All right, so I'm going to I'm going to, ready one of my explosives and start moving away from them, or draw and move. Is that possible? Well, how far away approximately are they? Are they within, like, based on their last engagement, are they within 1 second of reaching me, or a couple?
Well, it depends on what they do next on theirs. Hold on, I should probably just actually.
They turned and shrieked and looked like they were getting ready to move. So Sai's gonna, retrieve his explosive and ready it. That'll be his move this turn.
Okay.
And I presume we can see that. So, and of course Hank loaded the slugs.
And you just lost 3 people.
How long until they reach us?
Probably next round.
So they're not very far away.
Nope.
Okay, I tell you what, I am going to fire a few rounds into the crowd. And we'll just say I fired a few rounds into the crowd.
Okay. You went bang, bang.
So I'm covering Sai.
What is Jairus doing?
He will do some covering fire as well with his Gauss Cow. And slowly start floating back as well.
So he fires a bunch of rounds into the crowd. Yes, that one, what's the rate of fire on that thing?
Rate of fire on the Ghost Cow is 15.
Oh. Yeah, you can fire a few rounds.
Yep.
Right, so the big ass critter sort of, continues to do its shrieking thing, and beyond the, well, not quite horde, you can definitely see a bunch more of these things sort of like standing up from where they were at and sort of orienting towards you. And he's like, doo 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 doo. What's that on your radio? Sounds like screaming.
Hello, guys. Is everything okay?
Yep, I'm running.
I'm getting a little bit of crackling, static. Sounds like you're screaming. Did you want to handle these aliens as a horde?
Not really.
As in the zombie horde?
I thought about that, but I didn't want to actually mess with that. Whoops.
All right, I'm going to.
So I
check
think
my-
what we can do, since Buck and Armin turned and bolted, is basically the rounds of stunning would be the rounds where you're just running like a crazy person.
Mm-hmm.
So what is that? 4 rounds for Buck and apparently 6 rounds for Armin.
By the way, Eddie should be hearing this on the radio.
Yeah, he can hear. Ah!
All right, so
What
I'm
was
going
that?
to chuck the explosive to as close as I can. I'm just going to throw a roll.
Side,
What
burn
are
it,
you
burn
throwing
it,
it at?
Center of the big thing.
The big thing is suspended. It's not on the ground.
Well, I don't know. Is there any? Oh, maybe against
See
one
the
of the walls
big,
near the anchor points.
thick tentacles thing? Those are like anchored.
Oh, maybe near one of the walls near it. Maybe I can loosen the wall and I don't know.
That's possible. Well, make your check roll, and when's it gonna explode?
It's I have it remote. So.
You chuck it pretty well.
And
Hank.
then I give Hank. I kind of do the turn, yes, half turn as I'm gonna start moving. You guys, I suggest you do as well.
Yeah, start backpedaling and continue the cover fire.
It's the whole. What is the damage on that call?
If it's Gauss shotgun, I think
it's
gonna be 8 DPI.
plus.
Yeah, same thing.
So that could actually conceivably do some damage. So I'm going to presume that as Hank and Jarrus are backpedaling and shooting, since you guys are doing the shotgun stuff, we'll drop 1 or 2 of these things, which luckily slows the rest of them down. And Eddie, there is definitely some screaming going on the radio.
Eddie's going to he's going to radio Orgamon, and he'll say, "Orgamon, this is Eddie Bakaran. The lads seem to be in trouble. We are at grid coordinates 129.65 south and 53.72 east." And it probably comes through, shit to anyone who's hearing.
Yeah, and he's gonna not even understand a thing you said. Like, what? Huh?
And Eddie will, repeat himself, and obviously he can't get out. He'll try and speak slowly. 1296.5 south, and then he'll just give up, and it's like, fuck it, and then he runs into the cave.
I totally forgot to actually do this.
Hey, it's like the Han Solo charge in reverse. He goes in alone and finds everybody else running back.
As he sees you guys running back, he's gonna be running in. He'll see you coming the other way. He'll slow to a jog, and then he'll stop, and then he'll go, "Oh shit!" and then he'll start running the other way before you even get to him.
That's if they don't get completely lost.
Or if the doctor bowls you over.
Wait a sec, does Eddie have a flashlight? No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
So Eddie will run until it's dark, and then he'll stop.
Holy crap! That is bizarre. I forgot to actually roll for Lewis because I was curious, and his fright check table or fright check result ended up being 15. That's like
Yeah.
a serious pattern. All right, Sai. Does Sai go chink?
Well,
We should probably get farther away.
yeah, he's gonna wait a few moments. Actually,
Bah!
Sai's gonna assume that. Actually, hold on.
You'll be
I'll let
fine. Everything will be fine. What's the worst that could happen?
Does Sai think that we're far enough away? At least to not get blown up by it?
Yeah, he believes you are just narrowly safe enough.
Alright, he'll trigger it and, like, run! And he does the where everyone can see it. Ka-chink!
Okay, so that's 60. Was it just 60 times 2?
Yeah, it's only it's a shape charge, so it's not unless it just lands perfectly, it's just gonna kind of kaboof. Unless it just lands right on the wall, and then it's like almost double that, against the wall itself. But that's gonna be up to you. So right now it just kind of acts.
Oh, right, okay.
Since it's not set properly. Well, again, it depends on how it falls. But
What is it?
I would
60
assume it's
times
just
2, what? Just EX?
yeah, explosive crushing, I believe. I think it's
Yeah, technically.
Yeah.
There's also incidental fragmentation possible.
Yeah, so it's gonna
that sort
kick
of thing.
rocks and all kinds of crazy stuff around. Actually, your chart has that stuff, so
Doesn't matter. So, so he throws it, the shape charge hit the ground and sort of slid a little bit. Wait, can it slide or? Yeah, I can slide. Because it wasn't a sticky charge unless it was metal or something. Regardless. So it hits the ground, it slides, he triggers it. There's the big explosion, and well, big-ish, the explosion, and the room shakes and all that stuff. The usual that you have with the explosion, which is gonna mostly deafen most of the the PCs are going because that's gonna echo very, very loudly. But the most important thing that causes Sai to go, crap, is immediately thereafter he sees a bright gush of red coming, shooting up out of the hole that he caused.
all right. In Gaveg, he's going to sound off in a rather large curse, like mother of mother of dogs.
Is that like glowy red?
Like
It
glowy
might
lava
be glowy red. It might be, yes.
Have we awakened the mistress?
And run! It's not water, it's a lava tube. Oh.
Joy.
Yes, indeed.
Didn't realize this was going to be one of those shows.
What? The interesting thing, well, I find it interesting, is I actually did some digging and some research, and I found this really neat article on low gravity volcanoes.
Oh, God.
and it's not what I was expecting, actually. Yeah, you would expect that the lava flows would be longer on the due to the decrease. You'd expect them to be longer than the ones on Earth due to the decreased gravity, but they don't generally go that far because the lava is so much thicker.
Yeah.
What is the atmospheric pressure on this planet? Is it like lower than Earth?
I think we figured it at 0.73, something like that, 0.75.
What's Mars's atmospheric pressure?
Quite a bit less than that, I think.
Well, it specifically said the lower atmospheric pressure on Mars would mean that eruptions with any gas in the lava are much more likely to be explosive.
Oh.
Oh. Explosive, even. Oops.
The gas will expand much more violently in the near vacuum of Mars than it would under Earth atmospheric pressure.
Yeah, run!
Well, it won't be
So-
quite as bad as Mars, but still.
Yes, so the ground definitely starts shaking, and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, here we are
Fortunately.
assuming that's like, oh, that's easy. That's a water tube. It's probably like smooth because of water, right? And
It's starting to shake.
starting to shimmy.
So, let's see. As I recall, simply based on the stuffs on there, Armin is, I think, the fastest, other than Jairus.
Yes.
I'd sigh. Well, yeah.
All right, Eris. It looks like Armin and Sai are both the same speed.
Oh, speed, yeah.
Yeah. And Jarrison goes, "See you guys later." Boom, and he's gone.
Well, I think at this point everybody's running.
Well, I think Armin was probably turned and ran long before. She had already been
Well,
ahead
yeah,
of him.
Yeah.
she's got a.
Yeah, she doesn't have to
She and
elbow
Buck
out.
have a head start on
Yeah.
Hank and Cy, but at this point, I think everybody's running and not bothering to look back. We're not
She
going to
probably
look at the
she could
explosion.
totally elbow Dr. Lewis out of the way.
Oh, that'd be. Yeah, but she'd kill him. Right?
Oh yeah, with her pointy elbows, she's like crack, and it's like whoops.
Actually,
kill him.
at this gravity, she could probably grab him by the scruff and throw him over her shoulder.
Actually, I was gonna have him come screaming around the corner just as Eddie is coming around that corner, and both
That'd
of
be
them
funnier.
go BAM! In fact, that is totally what is going to happen for poor Eddie. He's like advancing in to heroically rescue his friends, and Dr. Lewis comes sprinting. Yeah, this dude's actually pretty spry for his age, apparently, and he runs right into you, full on.
So collision.
Yeah, sure.
Slam.
I don't remember how to do that.
How many hit points is he? He's going to be 10.
He has 10 hit points.
Speed.
Sadly, he can only move at 5, but he's sprinting at this point, so yes, move at 6.
Well, it's
Eddie will
Rocky
be
and
moving
Attorney.
6 as well.
Pretty spry for a
Do 1d
They're
minus
going to
1?
collide and explode. And no, not explode. They're going to combine, and that's going to be Eddie's new character.
Yeah.
Oh wait, this isn't Voyager. Never mind.
What's Eddie's hit points?
10 and 6.
Yeah, both of them will be 1d minus 1. Which would mean that they would both roll damage against each other, and whoever does the most knocks the other one down. or potentially does.
Yeah, I don't think I won.
Nope. Yeah. Dr. Lewis got flattened.
So what are the, so is it just that all of, or no, I actually took 5 points.
Yeah.
Damn, if you'd only done one more point, I would have had to make a will check or a health check to see if I could go unconscious.
Might make a fright check.
That's not a terrible idea. In which case, that's going to suck even more for him. Why are you trying to kill my poor NPC, Daniel?
Somebody
Isn't what we
has
do
to.
kill NPCs?
Fortunately, he effectively weighs about 17, 18 pounds.
So yeah, he collides, hits him straight on. Eddie, he bounces off Eddie as he's screaming because, oh my god, it's another one of those monsters. And he apparently loses his lunch. I guess you hit him squarely in the stomach or something.
So, is he
He
wearing a
bounces
full
off of-
face
No,
rebreather?
all he has. Oh, good point. That thing is going to go flying as he starts. Blah!
Well, they're usually designed to be able to throw up through. Like a scuba diving regulator, you can throw up in those.
Do you really want to?
Probably better if you don't. Well, fortunately in this case, we're not wearing those because the atmosphere is unbreathable. It's just low pressure, so you can deal with it.
Yeah, so he bounces off you. He clearly hit his stomach really hard on some outcropping or something, and hit the ground, and he starts retching.
Probably just knocked the wind out of him.
About that time, you can see Armin blurring towards you. You should probably not try to collide with her.
Well, Eddie won't be running anymore. He's going to be assisting the doctor, and he'll be kind of anxious. He'll say, "Doctor, what's going on? Where is everybody?"
Is Eddie through running?
Well, Eddie, he hasn't got a torch or anything, so he can't go in too far into the cave.
So Lewis turns to you as his eyes are really, really big, and he looks terrified, and he is about to comment, and instead
Eddie will
throws
turn
up
his
all
head.
over your shirt.
As he's turning his head towards Eddie, Eddie will sort of try and turn it away.
No! Blah!
Eddie's been around people enough times that are throwing up to know never stand in front of them.
Not to Blue Falcon this or the party in this case, but what are the chances he still has the crash kit?
Next to none, because he dropped everything he was carrying and bolted. There was a monster, and he told you. He warned you. I believe Armin and Buck will, race out here fairly quickly. sadly for they're probably just about coming to the end of their oh my god, gotta get away.
As Armin and all that start to run past, Eddie's going to say, What's going on? Where's everybody?
Lewis tries to throw up again, but fails because there's nothing left. Okay, so everybody will get out of the crazy.
Was there a secondary explosion, and are we still being pursued?
There will be lots of almost not quite earthquakey stuff behind you, but it is not immediate. And you do not seem to be pursued.
Yeah, well, Hank will tell everybody to keep going, don't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop moving. It's like I got this. Sorry.
Wow.
And everybody trips Sai, throws him back into the volcano. The great and terrible god demands the sacrifice.
Sorry, Dr. Lewis.
Monster! And behind you, you leave a mess.
If this is a volcano, you've so got to make it start erupting. Make us have to outrun lava or something.
Chase!
You just did.
Chase.
Chase versus lava.
Would that be a chase?
Or skill checks, or whatever.
Yeah, what is the lava's running skill?
Right.
Well, that would depend on what sort of lava it is. If it's a rhyolitic, then it's really fast.
Or it could be that, lava tubes are opening up and, you've got the lava balls getting spewed up and falling everywhere. So
that's an interesting thought.
So we're dodging
That makes for good action.
I'm gonna imagine that's happening whether or not we have to roll anything.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. That's what I'm imagining.
Okay, no, I had a...
Cool that we're running from like exploding lava tubes and an erupting volcano.
Meanwhile, back at the camp, the bandits suddenly turned to see the fireworks display on the horizon and run away.
Sorry, I'll be AFK for just a moment.
No, I had a slightly different idea. A skill challenge. If I can get that to cooperate. To really work.
Are we still in the cave then?
No!
Make it like Lost in Space, where there's those geyser things that start erupting because of the geothermal disturbance.
So, just as, everybody has drawn out of there and you're thinking, whew, that was a close one. The volcano definitely suddenly starts erupting. and it starts spraying stuff. You have messes all around. They like you said with the geysers, they're shooting stuffs. Ooh, what I could do is I could do not a chase but a race.
Is there race rules?
That still, I think, has the problem of the check for the volcano.
Just make it based on the speed of the volcano. Or give the volcano a skill. So this
No,
is a skill
actually,
16
in this
volcano or something.
I think I'll stick with the skill challenge idea thing. Basically, the way that works is the group as a whole needs a number of successes to win the challenge, and 3 fails result in the challenge failing, in which case PCs don't necessarily escape in time and have to deal with the ramifications. So, for example, some skills could potentially be useful, like acrobatics, running, dex, and a character would have to be trained in a skill to use it. So at least 1 CP would have to be spent in that skill. Then once a player has made an attempt with a skill or an attribute, they can't make a second check with that particular skill or attribute. I hadn't even started, Mark.
Oh. Well, I'm just all super excited.
So yeah, a single fail would be something akin to something blown up in your face or hitting you or something like that, and you can attempt to undo a fail with, like, I don't know, acrobatics check, or to tumble away or slam somebody to knock them out of the way. I don't think that's gonna work.
So how you doing? You looking pretty hot.
So let's
She
see.
gives
1,
you a big
2,
hug.
3. So we've got 6 PCs and 1 NPC who's mostly not going to be a factor. So let's say we need, because the more successes necessary to win the challenge, the more difficult it is. So say maybe 12 successes to win.
What's the... I'm confused about what the actual challenge is.
To get away from the volcano and the erupting stuff and get to safety.
I mean, if we're not in the cave still, we're not having to find our way or anything, we're just running.
Right, so we're dodging like lava tubes that are fissures that are opening up around us, lava tubes, lava, flows, boulders falling out of the sky.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no...
No, but I see Daniel's point.
Skill there.
I do see Daniel's point there. It would make more sense to be in the cave and having to navigate or power through something and stuff like that. Unfortunately, that means Eddie can't really participate.
Sure he can. He ran in. Part the way. If you do it as a chase, then you could have the PCs doing things like, stunts and escapes, and just give like the lava or the collapsing tunnel a speed of, I don't know, 6.
Or we could just everyone picks something that occurs that we all have to kind of challenge ourselves away from. So someone can pick, and there's a falling boulder, and someone can pick, and a fissure opens up, so we have to climb up over the ledge, and et cetera, et cetera.
But if you do it as a chase, and then you get to close, and then if you lose the next one, and it goes from close to closer, then you're like, trapped or something like that. Either burning, or you're on an island surrounded by lava or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I kind of like Dan or Mark's idea there, where each player sort of says this is an event, and then the characters have to get past that event, and then it moves to the next player who comes up with an event.
That'll work.
Does that sound good to everybody?
I dig it.
Of course you do. Yeah, Jairus is like, I'm just gonna fly over everything.
Yeah, it's fine.
Until he has to dodge flaming boulders of hot, molten lava.
Well, give me a payload rifle and I can shoot him.
So we got 6 PCs.
I mean, even one of those, and one of those
it looks like
still be navigating out of the lava tube.
All right, so it looks like we're going to start with Hank. Daniel's like, of course you are. Tell us an event. Because I rolled a D6 and it came up as 6.
So will this be for the whole group, or will it be for just Hank?
Yeah, so that's the problem I'm having.
Oh, we could always say whatever he picks, like we all can contribute in some way to his role, and we just have to figure out how to use our skill sets to contribute.
Yeah,
like
but that doesn't. That's not how that works.
It doesn't have to be how it works. It's just we're trying to just make something fun and fast.
Too late for that. At least the fast part. Shit, I don't know.
All right, well, since this was Mark's idea, we'll make him go first and set the tone.
All right. So as we pick up the dock and we start to make our way out, the open
dialing it back a little bit to where you're still at least partially in the tunnel.
Okay. So do you want to start from in the tunnel?
Yeah.
All right. So we're in the tunnel, and all of a sudden, like, it kind of shakes and drops, and now we're staring at, what once was one passage, the lava tube, it kind of all rocks us back, and then the tunnel kind of now splits. It almost like feels like we lost a level. So now we're staring at like two separate tubes going in different directions.
And what are you gonna do about it?
We're going to have to pick one and navigate. So the role is going to be a navigation survival kind of thing.
I like that. And if I can add, if we pick the wrong one, so Phil, pick the right choice, and if we pick the wrong one, all following rolls are like at -1 or something. So it gets more difficult when we do the wrong thing.
Then who's rolling?
Well, since it's...
Well, you don't necessarily need to roll. You pick a direction.
Yeah.
Kind of like a... Well, we can just, basically do we all kind of pitch in our intuition or something.
No, I was just laughing at Melissa because she's like, my dice are going to screw us. Pick me.
Well, navigation, that's a suitable skill roll.
That'll work. So someone has to make the navigate. Whoever has the highest navigation roll or roll that will get us out of here rolls, and then if anyone else has anything that can assist, we'll use that. I would even say including equipment, gear. So I would say if somebody rolls the navigation, I have a survival watch that has that has an INS, internal navigation system. So it's going to know which direction, but it's not going to know which two. So I would say Psy gives a +1 to whoever rolls. How about that? Does that work? Sound viable? There's still a chance for failure. We just need someone to roll it. Doesn't matter who. If Armin wants to roll, she rolls. It's just whoever has the best navigation right now would be our better choice. Jairus, do you have navigation? Eddie? Hank? Butt?
No.
So is
Jairus?
Eddie involved in this? Is he?
If he has something that can help, I would say anything that anyone has some way of helping can grant a bonus.
I do actually have navigation in both air
Well,
and land.
All right, so Jairus is our roller. Sai, I would say he has that survival watch thing, so he says, I think it's pointing us in that direction. I mean, even if a player character has like intuition or something like that, or
Nobody has that.
I'm just throwing it out there. Intelligence, memory, I don't know. Or we just roll it and see where it goes. No one else has anything? Jairus, roll and say get a +1. Oh! So we picked the wrong tube, Phil, so our next challenge is going to be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I'm actually using the chase flow chart from Top Secret.
Or you could make it every failed challenge means we have to do an extra challenge.
Oh, that works too.
So if we're doing, everyone's picking a challenge, so there's 6 challenges. Now we have to do 7 challenges.
So, right. So everybody's like that way, and you're clearly following. I think Jairus is actually the fastest moving thing anyway, isn't it? What's his speed? His speed is. Oh, well, is it only 6?
575.
Oh yeah, but no, sorry. Basic move. Move is holy crap, 11. Yeah, so we're clearly following him, and you follow him through that particular tunnel, whatever. And as you go in there, it let's see. So this is going to be an obstacle. There is a sudden explosion of rocks and debris as part of the wall just sort of starts, breaking open. And from here, it looks like there are 2 potential tunnel exits. We'll call them right or left.
And we picked the wrong one. Yeah?
Well, we picked the wrong one the first time. And then
so this is the second one.
Yeah, it's split on us again, arbitrary, inadvertently. So I would argue that Sai's survival computer is still kind of trying to point us in one direction. I'll argue for a +1.
Well, compass already gives you a bonus to navigation.
But
However,
there you go.
Navigation has been used. So someone other than Jairus, if they have the navigation skill, could potentially use it. Because I'm like, butchering all the rules, making them up as I go. And I think is Jairus the only person who has navigation? It looks like.
No.
So, if someone wants to use navigation, they can.
Are we going in an order?
I think we're just
Sure.
the order is the person deciding.
So I went. So then we'll go to Heck.
Okay. Well, if I'm going to do it, then we will go with electronic ops sensors, and I will use the radar to pick the opening that has the most likely exit, least obstructed.
Word. I like it. I can dig it.
And fail like everyone else.
Wow, man, Fancy Grounds is going. Screw you guys.
I don't. Although it kind of has this fun tension building, at least on my side of the screen.
That's awesome.
Okay.
We're gonna
Okay,
end up
which,
back where the big beastie is.
So he pulls out the sensor pack, and he
Because
couldn't
of
quite
the-
get he couldn't quite get a read, so we just go for coin toss.
Hey, did we pick right or left?
Left.
All right. So left it is. Everybody goes sprinting through there, and the whole area is shaking and trembling, and this opens up into a really weird thing where it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got 4 different directions that you could potentially go, and you've got chunks and oh, you've got chunks of rock collapsing from the ceiling, and there, steam rising in here, and everybody but Jairus can actually smell, well, sulfurish. Actually, I have no idea what volcanoes or lava and stuff like that smells like. So it smells bad.
I think if you're close enough to smell the lava, it'd probably burn your nose off.
Something has gone terribly, terribly wrong.
Yes. So there are 4 potential routes out of here, Jairus. And what kind of skill is he going to recommend utilizing? I had forgotten how useful this chase flowchart thing was.
Well, Jairus has ultra hearing and some good vision stuff, so perhaps some electronic ops sensors. Use some equipment we have to find a way out.
Okay. Holy cow. Right. So as soon as you come in there, he can immediately tell you absolutely 100% do not want to go to your left, which leaves 3 of the other 3 holes, say, or yeah, tunnels. Let's see, that's a critical success. So he probably does not also want to immediately go to the one that's immediately to the right. So he's going to want to either go. Well, you've got 2 options there, and it's like, yeah, those look good. However, that's definitely a success. Let's see. So since that was a critical success, I will say yes. So you end up going. We should go. Well, that direction, and everybody sort of follows you, I guess. Poor Dr. Lewis is freaking out, screaming and yelling. Eddie, the room that you guys come into has 3 potential exits.
Can I pick an obstacle or a challenge?
Okay.
As we enter this room with the exits, an explosive steam vent will erupt amongst the characters, and we are at 2d6. Each person is 2d6 minus the 2d6 from the explosion, and then just roll fragmentation. So skill 15 minus the range.
I vote that Brian doesn't get to do these.
What's wrong with that?
Do your own damage. Throw damage at me.
No, this is for everyone. So everyone rolls
Yeah.
2d6.
Do your own damage.
Eddie's involved.
Yeah, but you just threw damage at everyone.
I don't know. I like the other stuff because most of you are wearing decent armor.
Still.
Boink.
Right, so you work out your range. So that's 4 yards. So it'd be a skill roll of 15 minus 4. And it's for every, I think, fragmentation margin of success is an additional hit.
15 minus 4?
No. That's your range. So the range penalty. Because fragmentation rolls on a skill of 15 minus your range penalty.
Gotcha, I see. And my range at 4 yards is minus 2.
Well, now you're talking about another thing.
So I take 3 and 1, which will not cut through my armor.
Dr. Lewis is going down. He took a solid chunk of stuff.
Keep in mind,
All right, I have to.
you get additional hits for every, I think it's every margin of success.
3.
It's every 3?
The recoil number for fragmentation is 3. And incidental fragmentation usually does like 1d minus 4 or something like that.
This is superheated steam.
Yeah, I
Superheated
had some
steam
rolls
rocks.
already built for the explosive stuff.
So
Superheated
the
steam rocks made
2D
from titanium.
The 2d6 is not even going to get. Buck doesn't need to roll because that's not even going to do anything to his armor. And I don't think the shrapnel can get through it either.
Blunt trauma.
He's wearing space armor, dude.
It's rigid.
It's gonna go bang, 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 and he's gonna keep on walking. Yeah, okay. So, question: during the slam stuff that had happened earlier, when Lewis ran into Eddie, did Lewis actually take damage from that?
Yep.
Was
Yep.
it 5 points?
I wasn't sure if it was, he actually took physical damage from that. So, yeah, he is in a bad way.
So Eddie is 6 yards from. So that's minus 3.
Okay, I see how you're doing it now. I completely misunderstood.
Oh, Eddie gets critically hit.
Oh, man.
Keep in mind,
Hey,
you
Daniel,
do
are
get
you
a
feeling
dodge.
Are you feeling a little Schadenfreude there? You
With-
don't with a critical hit.
With the fragmentation and stuff, you still get a dodge.
Not with a critical hit.
No, the first one will hit. What was it minus 3? So skill 12. So that's a margin of 8. So that's an additional 2 hits.
Oh, I got a dodge? Nope, totally didn't dodge any of it.
Eddie's going to dodge with extra effort.
Not on one of them.
Wow.
No, Eddie, you failed.
Alright, so Eddie will get hit with all 3.
So what is the... Oh, wait, that's the wrong roll.
Alright, so the damage is 1d minus 1.
Okay. Yeah, that ain't even gonna do nothing to Buck. Buck scoffs at your shrapnel damage.
I'm just going to roll once for all of them. But
That is
I'm going to
lame.
roll. I'm going to roll for all of them. Damn it!
What are you trying to kill yourself?
Just trying to make it interesting.
Okay,
Well, he's
so
bleeding now. Or is he? Did he even penetrate his armor? Guess the first one did and didn't do anything.
No, 2 didn't. Well, technically they all didn't.
Well, the first one, oh, well, no, that one says if any. Yeah.
Alright, so Eddie's going to make a major wound roll. I'm just
Well, it didn't
volunteering.
penetrate. Yeah.
this would be hysterical if we rolled an 18 and it's like KO.
Alright, so Eddie will be stunned and he'll be thrown against the one of the cave walls from the impact, causing us to be delayed, unless of course you leave Eddie behind. Alright. So that's Eddie's damage.
Anybody else not wearing armor?
Yeah, the doc.
Eddie will be picking himself up and say to Sai, "I'm alright. Help the doc. He looks messed up."
He's always looked messed up.
Boy, it'd sure be nice if we had a crash kit. Yeah, we're just gonna have to haul him up.
Yeah, he's conscious, but he is in the negative hit point zone now.
Half move. Yay.
Just grab him and run.
Okay, so there are... Oh, right.
The fragment hit Eddie in the leg.
Let's see, was that everybody? Did everybody do that?
I think everybody's got enough armor that it's gonna block it.
Except the 2 that actually took the shrapnel damage. So there are 3 exits from this room, or this hole. One of them is like an actual lava tube tunnel. You're not obviously not seeing lava spewing out of it. Another one is looks like it's a new crack. Probably wasn't there before. So what's that going to be? Right, forward, to left? All right, so that was the obstacle, or the hazard. So how do you proceed? Right, forward, left?
Was this one? Was this Eddie's?
Yes.
Forward?
Eddie's going to attempt an IQ roll to remember which tunnel he may have run down.
Yeah, we're not even in that area anymore.
That doesn't
He's
matter.
making an intuition check.
I'm making an IQ roll, so that takes IQ off the table.
For you, yeah. Okay, so forward is probably the best option then.
Eddie chooses forward. Says, I recognize this tunnel when I came down.
And you thunder forward. And it opens up into another nifty little tunnel that has 3 potential exit points.
My turn, huh?
Looks that way.
Okay. I have a question about the basic concept of what we're doing here. We're each picking a challenge, right? And then we're either overcoming it or not.
The way it's
Right.
supposed to work is you pick the skill you want to use, and then you
Uh,
explain why
yeah.
it works.
Gotcha. But size challenge was a navigation one where we had to choose the correct tunnel.
The first
Only
time.
we've been having to do that every time now.
Well, that's just the GM's using a chart to kind of that he has. It's regardless. It's not so much a navigation thing right now. We're still doing the challenges. My first challenge was to start us off in a we're lost kind of scenario, and then everything else has been. Now, what his chart will
Still
do is
lost.
if you pick the wrong tunnel, it just means that we're facing a harder challenge the next time. Otherwise, we're going to something less, and then eventually out potentially. So
Okay.
while it is a lost navigation thing, you can set up the challenge. I mean, right now you could use, hey, we have to climb, we have to jump, we have to do something. You know, it could even be
Wow,
like,
on this planet, jumping seems like a really good idea.
But I mean, it could be anything that you choose. What's in the basically all you're describing is what is in the room that we have to overcome.
Okay. Well, the tunnel that we have decided to come down is kind of crumbling, like all of them have been under the circumstances. And one of the crumbled walls breaks open, and this weird black chitinous maw comes poking out of it, about 1 meter across. And it's got these kind of mandible fang things gnashing, and it's a life form that we have not seen or heard from or heard of since we've been here. And Buck goes, God, what now? And shoots it in the face. Five-round burst. It's point blank. It can't dodge.
Okay, so it's clearly not expecting, well, sharp pain, something like that. So this thing
Not to mention
rears back. Yeah, so it like rears back, startled. Actually, I think
I was
that's.
thinking destroyed if I succeeded.
I think that was 3-2, not 2-2, Daniel. because we've had 5. He's the 5th person.
And I was thinking the thing just comes apart if I succeed, because it's not built to withstand armor-piercing, high-velocity bullets.
Okay, well, what I was going to suggest there is it does rear back, and it's clearly not alive, and as it does, it causes more, breaks open a thing, so you could that could, it's like almost creates a shortcut since that was a success. Okay. Yeah, he's useless. Well, let's see.
I have another idea for an obstacle.
She could totally use the jumping at this point. So she could do jumping, and basically everybody goes, yeah, let's go there. And I've definitely dialed back the number of successes required because of how we're sort of butchering it. So that is 4-2. I am thinking we need 6 total to sort of. I guess it could be the open chasm thing, or just trying to get some distance.
All right. So we make it into this chamber, and immediately the chamber behind us floods with lava, and it starts to come right at us. We have to run.
If we fail, we're engulfed in lava.
Well, not so much we fail. It just it ends up being we end up somewhere else with a different. Oh, yeah. All right. So it'll be dex based, I guess, for running.
Okay, so that counts as a success.
So we all kind of easily outrun it.
Damn it. That would be funny, but no. Intimidate the lava.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. So if you succeed on this one, then oh wow, this is the pass fail point there, Hank.
Ugh. Yeah, I don't like that.
Well, if this is the final challenge, it should be something really spectacular. Leaping to grab the collapsing, cliff face or whatever.
Hmm. Should pick something that I have a higher skill in.
Or make it the
Sports golf.
Okay,
Make it-
well, let's call it this since it's my turn. So we've got a tunnel that's collapsing. Looks like we can see the light on the other side. It's coming out, and Hank's going to use leadership to get everybody under it before it goes.
Are you crazy?
And he's going to use luck.
Holy cow! I think you're not. Are you not going to take the critical failure?
I reckon we should.
Of course you do, because you're weird.
Okay, so every. Yeah, that's true. So you lunge out of the thing just as it finishes, and the whole thing is just a mess. But you manage to escape without without too much difficulty. Although by now someone is going to be carrying Dr. Lewis because he has thoroughly passed out.
Yeah, we had to toss him through.
Yeah. So I like the concept, that one.
No, we buggered it up.
Yeah,
We'll have to revisit that.
because the concept of the skill challenges are fairly decent. It's just like, yeah, buggered it up. I'm going to blame Mark and Brian because I can.
Okay. I still thought it was hilariously fun.
I think we should blame Ethan.
I don't think it
tells you.
was difficult or climactic enough.
It
needed to be climactic, cinematic, and difficult.
I could see where like a couple.
Well,
where the
Eddie
challenges
can go back in and try it again.
What was forgotten? Some Hank's beret falls off his head, and Eddie,
Oh, hell no.
Eddie goes back to grab it.
We forgot the dock.
I'm going to die in here.
For if Eddie just needs something more, then there is a volcano going off underneath this area. Something is flying in the air right now, and it will come back down eventually.
That sounds good.
And
Retreating.
it's probably on fire.
Eddie is going to make a leaping dodge as this large, lava bomb sort of heads for the party. Although I think the party should have to make similar rolls.
Nope, this is all you.
You were lagging behind everybody for some reason because you were admiring the awesomeness of this volcano erupting. And then you turned around and went, oh crap, everybody's cleared away. Followed by, oh crap, here comes a giant lava bomb right at me.
Alright, so extra effort. Got to take fatigue last time. Extra effort, diving dodge.
Sai just happened to be nearby too.
So Eddie.
Because Sai went back, like, Eddie, come on, we gotta. Oh no!
Wow, I think the lava bomb hit Eddie and he died. No, I have no idea how much a freaking lava bomb does.
So that hits Eddie in the leg.
You didn't need that leg.
Bionics.
Yeah, I guess he looked at Sai. He saw all those bionic parts Sai has, and he's been feeling kind of envious.
Say 3d damage? No, more than that.
It's gonna be a
What?
lot.
There
It's
isn't
gonna be
there isn't
crushing,
like
burning.
GURPS lava?
We could do damage based
Alright.
off the mass.
Yeah, just
As
do
well.
a size the rock and then give it some velocity and go there.
Or you could just pick a damage and roll it.
Oh, there you go too. And you add burning crushing.
We should just use one of Mark's AP hex rounds.
I was thinking I was thinking Misfortunes of War.
Ooh.
It was 3D if you fail, was it?
Yeah, 3D or 6D if it's a crit fail.
So
Yeah.
do the 3D. I'd do that. The Misfortunes of War thing.
Alright, so 9 damage to the leg. Which leg was it?
Well, you still have armor on the leg.
Yeah, that's going to be 6 points of damage to the leg. That's going to break it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
3 DR. Unless the DR counts for crushing.
Yeah, you got 10 hit points. Yeah, that's
No, the
yeah,
Bioclass.
it's gonna be flexible. Well, yeah, that just means if damage doesn't get through, you get blunt trauma. Honestly,
So-
flexibles.
Size carrying Eddie.
Yeah, broken leg.
Who's
Size
carrying
doing the
Dr. Lewis?
Not Sai.
Yeah, we'll manage.
Alright, so
All
Sai
right,
will-
Eddie, make your major
And-
wound check.
Health roll.
Off you go.
Eddie's stunned.
No, you're
And-
unconscious.
That's
No,
not
I've
5.
got
You're
fit.
unconscious.
I got fit. Actually, let me check. Yes, Eddie's fit. So Eddie's knocked down, stunned. Now I'm going to roll to see if the crippling injury is permanent. No. Once it heals, it will be fine. So it's not broken, it's just, overextended the knee or something. It's just crippled.
It's broken. It's broken. It's probably just hairline.
Well, no, because as soon as it's healed, it's fine.
Well,
If it's broken, it's
A broken
1D
limb.
months.
fractures heal too.
It's just fractured.
TL11, bro.
Yeah.
We wrap you up and shoot you full of some stuff, and you're all fine.
Bone grow. TM.
Except I'm going to retcon that a little bit, because it would be far better if it's just as the cave is collapsing, it hits his leg and he's caught. You pull Eddie out at the very last bit. It seems really
So
odd that this one rock from heaven will hit just Eddie.
Well, I dodged.
Well,
both
he
times.
is really unlucky.
Oh, okay, so Sai did it as well.
Yeah, I did it as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you are advancing away from the, volcano that Sai apparently inadvertently caused to be dumb. I will reevaluate about how to properly do that sort of thing in the future. Yeah, we buggered it up. Sorry. I said blaming Eddie, blaming Sai.
I still think it'll sound cool in the write-up.
Actually, Sai and Eddie, we were carrying the dock, and that's when the cave collapsed on both of us.
It's because you stopped to toss him ahead of you.
So the doc, is definitely unconscious. Eddie's pretty messed up.
Eddie doesn't have high pain. He's screaming like a little girl.
Yes, well, fortunately they don't.
Hold on, Eddie. Make a health check.
Are you doing what I think you're doing?
Yep. Health -3. I think you're out. You feel a slight prick, and then you're like, oh.
And I think everybody probably looks at Sai and says, thanks.
Sorry, Eddie.
So fortunately, they
Eddie will
probably
turn to Sai and say, "You and then pass out.
fortunate they weigh an effective 20-25 pounds at the most. I think we can hump those. Well, let's not use that word. We can carry them back.
Oh wow, 8 times the margin of failure. So he's
16
8
hours.
times. That's wow, dude.
Those are some good drugs.
Telling you, I need some of that.
So what's the? It's only 8 hours though, because Eddie succeeds by 2.
It's a health -3.
Yeah, so Eddie succeeded by 2. So that's a.
So he
8
missed it by
hours.
1.
So it's 8 hours.
Yeah, so it's still.
He's still out. He's like
Friggin' 8 hours.
I'm sure there's
Where are
probably
we?
some drugs in what's his name's backpack that we can use to awaken him.
Oh yeah. Well,
I know.
Who,
I'm
Dr.
assuming
Lewis?
he probably didn't bring the entire kit either.
Well, he probably left.
Maybe
He
he
probably,
did.
probably.
Why wouldn't he if it weighed next to nothing?
Well, I'm sure we can get an ampule out of our suits. Our suits have stuff in them, like the auto dock in our spacesuits.
Well, we'll have to get back to camp, see if they've got some medical gear. They may have some local stuff, at least a splint or something.
Oh, he's not
Yes.
screaming, and that's the point.
Actually, just saying that we probably should go ahead and do first aid once we get clear. At least for the doc's sake. Who's our number 2 medic?
I think it might be Armin. I think Armin has first aid. Sai might have first aid.
I have first
But-
aid at 13 for both.
Apparently
For
I got
humans or
14.
Varker?
For both.
I have 13 human.
What she got?
Well, I potentially stand corrected.
Okay, I guess it's me.
I
Did
do
you
have a
make
first
him
aid kit.
worse?
No, because I have a
1D
first
plus
aid kit.
1.
So
right,
my
well, I got
first
the
aid
doc.
kit will. First aid kit will
So
make
Sai
it a
is-
success.
So Sai is messing with Eddie. Hank is messing with the doc.
So roll the d6 plus 1.
Tree.
Yeah, that figures.
That means he's back to 1 hit point.
Well, that's a start.
He's still probably unconscious.
One thing at a time. Probably just as well he'd be unconscious. He doesn't need to. He won't be helpful. So we'll hike quickly back
Okay, so
and make contact with Orgamon. Tell him we're on the way.
okay, so I think it takes 30 minutes or something like that for first aid.
That's if you're actually taking 30 minutes to do it. Oh wait, yeah. That would have had
10
to have been
minutes.
30
At
minutes.
tech level 11, it's 10 minutes.
Right.
All right. So, as you are heading back to the caravan, you have, sort of made contact, said, "Hey, yeah, we're on our way back." Sort of leaving a mess behind.
Oh, they can see it. Sure.
Oh yeah.
You genocided these things.
They will come
was
out
an
no
accident.
more. Wasn't purpose. I was just trying to get away. Give them something to
Surely
think
it's
about
not their
other than
only
us.
colony on the planet.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's probably not all of them.
But on a side note, so I wouldn't care.
And on another side note, the guy who does regular cargo runs on this route had no idea about these things, so they may have never seen them before.
Herbicide.
Nice. Right, so you're about maybe a kilometer out from the caravan when you hear the distant sound of gunfire.
It's never easy, is it, Hank?
Why is it never easy?
And almost immediately thereafter, Orgamon will contact you via the radio in a, we're under attack!
Jairus is up. Jairus, get out there. Recon.
Lay suppressing fire.
Kill bandits. Kill bandits if you can. We're on the way.
Yeah, he's fast.
Sir, yes, sir.
Sir, right there.
It's a pity none of us actually heard that. Because, he's mute.
Can't talk, yeah.
Yes, but
I
he
can
text.
think it.
He
can
flashes his lights or something and goes.
It's like an
Yeah.
I am Groot flash. You start to be able to understand what his flashes mean.
And Hank almost feels sorry for the bandits.
So, yes, Jairus is going to be able to easily outdistance a lot of you. The rest of you, I don't know, how fast are you going to be moving?
Problem?
0.
Yeah.
Oh, well, potential
Yeah,
problem.
you got two unconscious fellows.
I mean,
No.
even
Jairus was out of action until recently. He was not operational when we made the arrangements to travel. He may not recognize all the caravanners.
That's totally fine. I'm perfectly okay with him just going in and slaughtering everything that he sees. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Apart from you all being declared war criminals and
just for Armin's sake, she would have had 10 minutes of rest. Oh yeah, what Hank said. That's if you're fit, I think that's 2.
Yeah, 2 if she's fit.
so if that's the case, then how are you going to instruct Jairus?
Well, Jairus can understand us. It's us.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, yeah, don't shoot our friends. And he's like, yeah, okay, whatever. That guy has a gun. He looks dangerous.
Well, assuming
I don't like
Jairus,
that guy. He's got a tattoo on his face.
Well, I was gonna.
people attacking into the caravan are probably the bad guys.
We had established that he was at the camp when he woke up and then returned to us where we were. So he did at least see them there. I'm going to assume that he's got a reasonable IQ and can figure out friend from foe. But there is the possibility if things get confused.
Blue on
Jairus,
me.
you should just wipe them all out.
Wipe them out.
Kill them all.
Hey, it's the only way.
For the God Emperor.
At the very least, he ought to be able to figure out from the tracers who's firing out and who's firing in.
I would say
Yes.
either an IQ or tactics roll. You should be able to work that out.
I don't even know if that's entirely necessary. He left. He saw these people as he was leaving. He probably searched around for you guys after he sort of booted back up. And besides, raiders all have little red bars above them that float above them that identify that they're hostile.
Yeah, I forgot about those.
At least they might for Jairus. That would be kind of funny. He starts observing things like a FPS all the time. And Mel's right. Hank can just totally send images and say, "Don't shoot this guy. Don't shoot this guy. Don't. You know what? Don't shoot any of these people." Right. So, Jarrus takes off. You guys are still there with two unconscious guys. You could just leave them here. I mean,
No, we'll just.
what are
throw
the
'em over the
chances
shoulder
that?
and go.
Okay, so Jarrus, you will arrive fairly quickly, or relatively anyway, and as you are approaching, you will be able to easily deduce that the raiders, as they are basically, well, they're trying. They look like they're trying to. They're either in ATVs or on motorcycles.
Well,
And they're circling the caravan and shooting and shooting back and exchanging shots with the peoples.
well, time to mow them down.
All right.
Clink, 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 clink. As he just goes to town.
Okay, so they are spread out over some distance, so you're not going to necessarily. And there's a pretty decent amount of them, so you're not likely to get all of them, but you're definitely going to make them sit up and take notice.
Excellent. All of the killing, just DACA.
Don't think it works like that.
I can try.
More
Doesn't it?
Taka.
DACA. I say again, DACA.
All right, so Jairus, you have basically in your immediate area there are 4 solid targets that are on motorcycles.
Okay. I wish to make them go away.
Well, let's see. I wonder what the range is going to be.
I'll probably just start mowing them down based on whoever's closest to my current position. Then just accelerating to keep pace with them, get somewhat close, and then just light them up.
All right, so the nearest guy is about 20 yards away from you.
All right.
He's not even gonna be aware of you until you start opening fire.
Excellent.
How much actual ammo do you guys have for frickin' Jairus? That stuff doesn't just reappear magically.
I remember there wasn't as much as we would think. Do you have 100 or 200 rounds?
It says it's got 200, but I don't. Well, let's see. So So you're going to have to actually keep track of that with whatever it, however much he uses and stuff. Oh, is Jarrus actually shooting?
Yeah. I was just getting this together. You mentioned they're 20 yards?
Ah, gotcha. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Is this pre or post my acceleration towards them?
That was at the beginning of the round. If you were accelerating towards them, then that would, I guess, be whenever you do it. I don't know. What is that? Move and attack? With the bulk, then?
As long as I can close to, let's see, be about 5 yards away, then that'll be good.
Holy crap! You're trying to get real close.
Well,
I'm gonna
I
have to shoot you.
The bulk of the Gatling carbine is 4, so if I want to at least stay the same between the 20-yard -6 modifier, then if I move up to 5 yards.
Altitude.
Oh, altitude. That was a damper on things.
Wow, that was terrible. Okay, so do your 1 point of damage. Terrible. Let's see.
Hit location.
Oh, yeah, you should have
Ah.
actually like a heads up display for +1.
I thought I had.
I don't see it on there. So
Yeah,
it
I
don't
think
count.
I think that all disappeared, but yeah, in the past I thought I had like a gyroscope thing preventing move bulk, but apparently not anymore.
Well, it won't be bulk that you have to worry about, but you have a HUD. That's a HUD/laser rangefinder thing. So you would get those on main, but you would get a +1. So something to add in there. That's a gimme.
Okay, so I'm trying to remember what's the slash on the DR.
Depending on the suit, it's going to be chest and not chest.
Okay, so that's chest. That means that is not, unless it has any armor piercing. Does not look like it.
Oh wait, no, that is a regular. That's not Gauss, is it?
No, this was the Gatling carbine.
Guess not.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, so that guy got hit in the chest and took it.
Rude.
Although I wonder if that would. He's on a motorcycle. Well, it didn't do any damage.
thought you were using HVAD or APHD.
I thought the bike guys were or the. Let me English. I thought the special density was only against like the plant guys. I thought these were just regular duders. So
They are regular dudes, but these guys are wearing some armor.
Well,
I
he knows that
shall
now.
amend this. Yeah. This can be
Yes,
fixed.
well, unfortunately, you can't just swap.
Well, but we never specified which ammo my other weapon was preloaded with.
Actually, we know what it's loaded with because you're using. Well, what were you using in the cave?
Ah, yeah, he's using it in the cave.
Well, if I was in the cave and you guys told me that I needed
No,
to use...
he has no shotgun or no CAW left because he expended it in the cave. Also, Hank, you expended all your shotgun rounds.
Oh, well, I only had 10 anyway.
Because you guys were going bang, bang, bang as you were retreating.
True.
Okay, so dude is on the motorcycle and clearly took a shot to the chest, and that surprised him, but it didn't do anything. He's more concerned about all that the dust that was kicked up. So he is going to yell to pass on to his other compatriots. And they are going to shoot at you with their pistols. So where are you at now? You are now a little closer. So you are advancing closer, or
Correct.
He was also at a full gallop there, too.
well, I'm not likely to actually hit. So if they do hit, they're going to be like critical hits. That one would have been a good one, but okay, so 3 of them definitely take some shots at you while the other dude is trying to swerve and get clear. And simply the arrival of a drone definitely caused the rest of the people to react like, what the heck? So, Jairus.
Back to more DACA.
Coming to a stop.
Yeah.
Actually, you can't come to a complete stop.
But I can still start stopping.
You can start stopping.
If somebody's on a... Go ahead.
What is the estimated range I'm at from him now?
It's probably going to be about the same because the dude was on the bike. It was still moving.
Got it.
So he was trying to get clear of you. Okay,
Wow.
so yeah, that's blah. Wait a minute, that doesn't seem right. What's the Gatling carbine used? Is that gunner?
5.7 millimeter.
You're
No.
still not.
Rifle.
You're still not doing all your mods.
Yeah, I don't know what mods I have that would apply.
Wow, I think that is wrong because looking. Yeah, so a dude who's on a motorcycle, I can still dodge normally.
Oh.
Wow.
Crap, I can't remember.
That dude is
Okay.
awesome. Why would you bother doing that, Mark? I would just add the frickin' laser automatically to the mode, because you always have the laser.
Actually,
Or-
you don't always have the laser.
I mean, you could. I don't see why you couldn't. I mean,
You could. You just have to
remember
remember
when.
that you may not have it all the time.
Raider 1 should be Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible on the motorbike.
He
don't
might
want
just
that.
be.
Then he'll never die.
He'll slam on the front brakes, spin the bike around on its front wheel while shooting.
Still not as cool as Winter Soldier.
Don't recall
Wow.
that scene.
No, in
Civil War.
Civil War, where he yoinked the guy off the bike while it was moving and then flung it up, back down, got on it and took off in one smooth motion.
I have a vague memory of it.
Okay, so Jarrus will note at this point, it does appear that the majority of these raiders do appear to be pulling back. They clearly weren't expecting a frickin' assault drone.
All right, then does it look like they're pulling back away from me or towards me, or away from the camp and towards me, or just away?
Oh, just away
Just
from
away?
both
Okay.
you and the camp.
All right, then I'll stop starting to stop, and I'll go in and just fly towards the what is it? Fly towards the center of the camp and just start taking like an overwatch position.
Roger that. So yeah, you will definitely see. It looks like the bulk of the raiders are pulling back now that you haven't done a whole lot. You haven't done any damage to them, but you have a freaking Gatling gun, and that's like, what the hell? All right, so the rest of you will definitely arrive soon. Well, relatively soon after the 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 bandits do have definitely pulled way back. And yeah, well, I just left it as it was with the original one, and then I didn't adjust any of the gun stuff.
Yeah, I think that was an earlier version of Jim that had that all.
So,
It's fine. We'll figure it out.
So the rest of you will arrive at the caravan. The raiders have mostly withdrawn. They probably do have, so you will be able to at least see. It looks like they do have some scouts as well, but they definitely aren't enthusiastic about attacking someone with a minigun. And Simul Talk, the guy in charge of the caravan, will greet you guys as you approach, noting, oh, wow, you've got two people that are down, and you don't seem to be bringing the guy back that you went after. But he'll glance in the direction that you came, and in the distance you can still see the volcano causing trouble.
Bad news about Rondo.
Was he there?
We found him. It was a bit too late though.
Okay. That's terrible. And he's like, glancing in the direction that the raiders came. And he's like, yeah, we should probably press on. Try to get to Temple Valley as soon as we can. You got some wounded here?
Yeah, they're gonna need to sleep that off. Yeah, but we can just toss them on the sled over there. We'll be good. I agree. We should probably get moving.
I appreciate your robot. They seem to chase him off.
Yeah, that's why he's here.
You got that right, Jairus. The only reason you're there is to chase them off.
Yeah, I was trying to think of some kind of like really guys, but yeah.
He says, really, guys, and nobody can
tell
hear him.
Tell the robot thank you.
Yes.
Go ahead, pet him.
No.
I'm not petting that thing.
Red light. Red angry light.
It's so cute. Okay, so. Oh dear. What are we linking to? Nice. That was Doctor Who, I believe.
Yeah.
I really didn't like that episode, but I liked those things.
We should remodel Jairus's Wally.
No, we just got to give him a face.
Give him that retro look.
Yeah, give him a face. Let him do emojis.
All right, so the caravan does have some people that are casualties, but they're none that are really significant. There are no fatalities apart from poor Rondo, who, well, we know what happened to him. He got eaten.
Help me, Rondo. Help me, Rondo.
You're fired.
Right. Moon. Yeah. Okay, so the caravan will also go ahead and press, get moving as soon as they can. They have to calm down some of the animals. Although most of them are just like looking around like they're bored. Oh crap! I just noticed something with the picture that I was going to use. Guess it doesn't ultimately matter. And it will. You guys get cracking.
Yeah.
They give you an irritated bray. Yep. Damn it. Figures. Okay, so it's going to take about 2 more days to reach the Temple Valley.
Eventually, Eddie wakes up.
Yeah, the doctor's eventually going to wake up as well, and he's not enthusiastic about his current condition, and is pointing out loudly and frequently, this is what he said. He told you this was going to happen.
To be fair, we didn't disagree.
And he lost his crash kit. Because there's a monster.
It's now an archaeological artifact for someone to find in 1,000,000 years.
Or really confused the crap out of him.
Okay, so he is going to have some of his stuff. I don't remember what that drug was that Abe was using, the regen drug.
Right. No, I don't remember what that was either.
I think it was in the Traveller book.
Actually, I think that was in Ultratech.
Ooh, there's a regeneration ray at TL12. Ah, there it is. A Zeppelin.
Was it?
Using it regenerates one
yeah.
hit point every 4 hours.
Yep.
Each dose lasts a day, and a week should elapse before another dose is taken. So, what is that?
Except he lost his black bag.
One hit point every 4 hours.
So that's a total of 6 hit
six per day.
points. Yeah. So, Eddie, you will be able to, within the next 24 hours, or by the time we reach the caravan, not the caravan, Temple Valley, you will have recovered your hit points back to 10.
No. Eddie's gonna splint his leg, and he'll be at half move and dodge.
You're unconscious for a good sizable chunk of time, and he just sort of sees you're messed up and shoots you up with it.
But he left his black bag and all his drugs.
Wow, Eddie's just trying to screw everybody. All right, fine.
He's not screwing
That's
everybody.
fine. Seems that way.
He's screwing himself.
Now you say that until we have to
And
go
the
back for
doctor.
your dumbass.
And
the
everyone
doctor
who
can
might
heal
need a
himself.
doctor, which is everyone.
Or maybe he does have it, so he injects himself, but he's
Nope,
not going
too
to
late.
inject Eddie because he
Too
doesn't
late.
know if Eddie's allergic.
It's all gone. Too late. Remember, when you guys need it is Eddie's fault. So you can feed him to the plant monsters.
Yeah, so Eddie's going to find something to splint his leg. Sort of Mad Max style. And now he looks ruggedly handsome.
Well, that happened a day ago.
Yes. Yes. Temple Valley is a sprawling collection of, prefab units, decommissioned vehicles, other lash-ups of junk. I totally didn't notice that this particular picture had 2 stars in it until too late. There's only supposed to be 1.
It's lens flare. It's just lens flare.
Yeah, there we go. The roads are really no more than dirt tracks, and this is not the whole thing. This is just the rival area. No more than really dirt tracks circle most of the buildings. There's some colorful tarps, which are clearly meant to mark the merchant district. The survivors of Temple Valley, those who chose to remain, are exhausted, in the grip of the plague. Most of them appear to be geo-miners who are clearly too stubborn to leave. They're, just all sprawled around the shade of the doorways, watching you. If they were healthy, they might actually look dangerous. Now they just look like they don't have enough energy to really make trouble. And as soon as you guys arrive, Orgamon is going to jump off and say, I'm going to go start asking around.
Hey, Sai, why don't you go with him?
Who am I moving with? Sorry.
Orgamon.
Yeah, I'll guard him.
Yeah, well, he is basically asking around. Going to the people, it's like, hey, yeah, I'm looking for Lord Micah. And basically targeting the miners. Most of them, like you said, they just don't look like they're particularly energetic. So he has to threaten a couple, but it's pretty easy for the most part.
You can just drug them. They'll be happy.
He doesn't want to waste that stuff.
I don't mean Sai drug him, slip him a Mickey. I mean, we've got meds.
Yeah, but Orgamon doesn't want to waste it on these losers.
They're what it's here for.
They can get it from that caravan guy. Besides, you're not here. He's talking with Sai.
Actually, I was gonna ask the caravan guys how long they're gonna hang around.
Oh well, he's gonna offload some of the stuff, pick up some of the other stuff, and move on to another outpost that is basically in a slightly different direction.
Now, let's see if they're heading back this way. We'll end up needing a ride back to town at some point, so just trying to schedule that.
Yeah, so that could potentially be difficult because his route generally takes him like a big wide circle.
We'll manage.
But hey, yeah, he thinks if you're still here when he comes back through, definitely shake your hand. Thank you for at least trying to find poor Rondo. He didn't suffer, did he?
In the end, no.
Yeah, he's going to probably take that positively at first, and then, I'd be like half a step away and then realize, wait a minute.
Why did he
What?
say it like that?
What do you mean, in the end? Nope, I don't want to know there was a volcano. And that's probably messed up my route. I have to, figure that out.
Eddie will comment, this place is a dump.
Well, yeah.
Why the hell would anyone want to hang out here? On this shitball of a planet?
That's a really good question.
Well, shithole is relative. If you don't know any better, this might look like paradise to you.
I don't know about you guys, but I could really take a drink. And that over there looks like a bar.
Yeah, they're probably serving local water, and that'll just make things worse for you. But go ahead. You never know. It's kind of like gambling.
that's brutal, dude. Are you gonna look at him and say, "I bet you would not drink the water here"?
I won't go that far just yet.
Speaking of which, I think I might check out and see if they've got anything going over there. Maybe I can find out some information. Sai, you coming?
Sai's gone.
Where did Sai go?
Hank told him to go with Orgamon.
Oh. Then Eddie will invite Buck.
I was going to say, Armin can keep you company.
Every
Yeah,
time
I'll
she
go.
goes into a bar, she starts beating people up.
It's entertaining.
They started.
So Eddie's going to limp over to the bar.
Buck is gonna get a lot of sidelong looks because he's wearing space armor. And he sort of stands out.
What, have you seen this shit out there?
Okay.
All right. So, what are you? Yeah, it's a bar. It's a pretty crappy bar. I mean, look at the picture. Look at the location.
It looks to be in the engine bay.
Yeah, maybe.
Eddie will say, at least the place has got a little bit of character.
It's called the Afterburner.
What are you talking about? This place it's the bar.
What
Yes,
sort of
this
patrons are here?
mostly minor types. And, as before, you can kind of tell that most of them look like they're at least partially afflicted with this disease thing, whatever it is. So they all look tired, run down.
Are there any gambling games going on?
They currently don't seem to have any. You suspect they may not have the energy for it.
Eddie
A lot
will
of
go
them
to
are
the bar.
looking at the arrival caravan. Like, I should go over there and see what's going on, but I don't know if I can. That's a lot of work.
Eddie's going to limp over to the bar. And he'll ask the barkeep in
It's totally
Galanguit,
a robot.
or whatever it is.
Do you want some more?
What do you have to drink that's not going to make me sick?
Your search has returned 0 items.
Is this a trick question?
Do you want
have
some more?
anything off world? Do you have anything off world?
Let's see. I don't know.
Got any imports?
Give me a universal reaction roll to see how things are feeling for you. Regardless, it's going to be expensive. They don't have nothing but local. You could
Some
try
of
the
it's
beer.
alcoholic.
Yeah, some of it is alcoholic. Their special. There we go, Daniel. Their special will be a drink called the Afterburner.
There you go.
We've been inoculated, haven't we?
Yeah.
And beer is generally good. So
Eh.
beer is better to drink than water. So
It kills most of the microbes. But these are alien microbes, so maybe not.
Eddie's cool. He'll order a drink.
Gamble.
He'll order the best local drink they've got.
Let's see. So, yeah, they will provide you with a beer that tastes like beer flavored water.
And Eddie being Eddie, he'll sort of turn to Buck and say, "You want a beer?"
Yeah, I'd rather have a beer than a water.
And then Eddie will sort of start tapping his pockets.
I'll order 2 beers.
Spot me?
Yeah, sure.
I'll
get the next
gladly
shot.
pay you Tuesday for a beer today.
Eddie is that guy.
That's all right.
I should actually get the disadvantaged miserly.
But you can't really be a miser if you don't have anything.
Well, Eddie does have money at the moment.
He's just taking advantage of Buck.
I think you just take Odia's personal habit, mooch.
Yeah, no, but Eddie's not a mooch. So Eddie will actually pay for it.
You just did.
He's going to surprise.
sure he's not a
going to
mooch?
surprise that. Go actually, Buck. I forgot. I got some coin here. And he's probably going to surprise the shit out of Buck that he's paying for something.
It's like, oh, see, you got money for beer? What about that money you owe me? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to say that.
He's going to think it, though.
So, what is Hank doing in the interim, and also what is Armin doing in the interim?
Okay, Hank was talking to the caravan guys, so he'll probably be helping doing the loading and unloading and just kind of observing what's going on here. But after that or during that, he will be looking to potential transport out of here. And we came here to get Mika. So we need to be looking around for that.
Yeah, that's what Orgamon's doing.
Right, he's asking around. I'm gonna have Jairus actually do a circuit around the area and see if he can spot possible location for him.
And away I go.
And I guess Armin's at liberty.
She said she's helping you.
Okay, well, she's at liberty to move that thing over there.
And everyone is startled at how strong this little skinny girl is. So, Orgamon asks around. He has to rely on muscle power a couple times, which doesn't really bother Side too much, I don't think. Because there's a couple of dudes who basically try to start talking smack as if they're gonna try to mug him, but then the two of you convince him otherwise. And eventually that he will actually discover that Lord Micah is not here. He is nearby, and he will get he will. Nope, that's not what that was. That's not what that was. I need to change that particular thing. But yeah, he will find. He will discover that Lord Mike is not here, but he has left some directions where to find him. He is, well, it's guess it'd be less than a day's walk north, near a crashed ship in the valley.
Or is that a newly crashed ship?
Now, if you, I believe Orgamon already. Hold on. You don't know? It's definitely news to a lot of you. It's news to Orgamon. He's like, oh, okay. But he's like, I don't care about that. I got a direction. So I guess, we can go talk to your boss. Says that to Sai.
Say again?
He's like, yeah, well, now we know where he's at. We can go talk to your boss and go get him.
Sounds like a plan.
What time of day was it when we got here?
0013-1123 Dirt Side, early morning.
Oh, gotcha. Early morning. So was that a settlement?
No. Wait, what? Where he's at? No.
Yeah. Is the crash ship actually a ship that crashed, or is it a settlement like this place?
No, it's actually apparent. Based on what he has found, it is actually a crashed ship.
Did he say why?
No, he doesn't know. You have to go there and ask him. Although Orgamon did say, or did tell you guys earlier that Lord Michael was trying to locate the source of the plague. So...
Right. Okay, well, being that it's early, we probably should just head on out. If we can get transport, we'll try to, but I'm guessing that's not going to happen.
Well, it's not out of the question.
Actually, is that going to be in the general direction the caravan is heading? See if that can make a stop off.
It probably is not, but you can potentially try to talk the dude into making the brief deviation. I mean, it's not that far off course.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Hey, you mind?
He do the Well, that'll really be difficult. Though he did help. And then he goes, "How about I have so and so here?" And points to one of the guys who's driving one of the actual trucks. How about he drops you guys off and then rejoins us?
Well, that'll work.
Outstanding. When are you wanting to head there?
As soon as you can part with him. Actually, if he can get
he's
us
not
out
really
there and get
doing
back
much
to
of
him.
anything.
Yeah, if he can just run us out there now, and that'd be cool too.
The guy in the truck. Has he been here before?
Here?
To where we're going?
Oh, no. But it's just like pretty easy directions. It's, in that direction. I mean, really, look around.
Over there. There's not much else out here, so you can't miss it.
It's mostly hills and flat stuff.
Given what we run into a few days ago, wouldn't it be best if we actually got a guide that knows his way around here?
It's just over there.
Isn't it like a day away? Didn't you say a day?
If you're walking. It's like 10 minutes away if you're driving.
That
Very
is
cool.
sad, but kind of true. All right, so I guess you gather the lot of everybody there. Gather
Yep.
the PCs up, and including Dr. Lewis, who's still upset at you.
Everybody
Still
mount up.
alive.
It's an adventure.
All right, so guy who's doing the driving, he's pretty not very talkative, and it's not an especially comfortable truck, because it's like one of those big wide flatbed things.
Actually, Eddie would like to do one thing, if possible. He's going to
Get a
try and
read.
source a crash kit, like a basic med kit for the doctor.
Do they even have one?
Hmm.
I would say they have like first aid kits.
Yeah, if it's just like a basic first aid kit, that's probably pretty common.
Was it crash kit? Is the basic
kit's
first
what
aid? A basic first aid kit would be, I imagine, fairly easy, but like an actual crash kit would be harder to come by.
Yeah, that's EMT specific gear.
Yeah, crash kits, gonna definitely be a bit more difficult.
Alright, so just a merchant roll to find a med kit or first aid kit.
Okay.
-3 given scarcity.
Sounds about appropriate, yeah. Jeez.
All we got's this crash kit over here.
Yeah, I was about to say, you get in there and the dude's like, med kits? Nah, we don't have one of those. And I don't have just a med kit, as he's reclining on an almost identical crash kit.
So Eddie will inquire on the price and he will try and bargain for a 10% discount.
Right. So he's probably going to ask more than it's worth. So he's going to say, holy crap, dude.
Damn.
So,
Eddie's gonna die in the next scene. We gotta finish this game tonight.
So, he's clearly had this stupid thing for too long and he can't seem to sell it. So he ends up selling it to you for list price, which is like $200 instead of I was going to say, yeah, he should probably ask for a lot more, but
So that's the first aid kit or a crash kit?
crash kit.
Alright, so Eddie will dust it off and take it to the dock, and again, with a limp, he'll limp back with his crash kit. And when he gets to the dock, he says, Doc, managed to score this for you. I hope it's got everything in it you need.
Happy birthday.
Wow, that's surprising.
Apparently the guy's
Doesn't
had it
look
here
as-
for a long time, so I don't know if any of
Oh.
the stuff's sort of expired, but I guess it's better than nothing.
Yes. So he'll start probably be going through it as your guys pile up into the truck and head out. So it's pretty short ride. You top the low ridge, see a pretty wide plain that sort of spreads out. And through this plain, a really big trench has been carved out by a crashed starship. There are chunks of metallic debris all over the ground. The bulk of the starship sort of rests intact at the end of this trench, and a number of humanoid figures are searching the remains. Off to one side is a contragrav cargo skiff, and at the foot of which someone has raised a makeshift tarp. And this is going to be the inevitable map. The
Feel
truck.
the fight coming on.
Oh, maybe later. The truck. I just saw that, and I really like that map. So, the truck approaches, to the skiff and stops, where you see some additional dudes with the same sort of facial tattoos that Orgamon has, as well as a fairly rotund fellow who turns to greet you, and you recognize Lord Micah.
Yay!
And that's where we're going to stop for tonight.
Yay, we found the guy.
Yay. So, reminder, there's at least 4 of us are not going to be here next week. So, likely no game, unless you got, Carrie, Melissa, and Brian do something.
Play a board game or something.
I'll probably take the opportunity to go do some fishing. There is
Oh, that's
mackerel.
right. That's when Deadpool comes out.
Oh, damn it. Fishing or Deadpool? I think Deadpool wins.
Mel will not be here either. I guess that's a good timing then. So everybody will get the point for the night. Yeah, this was a little messed up. I should have stuck with my guns on the skill challenge and done it properly.
I don't think so. I enjoyed it. I like the way it played out.
You
I
probably
think
would
I
have
could have
liked it
done
better
better.
had we done it properly.
Well,
but
I think anything could have been done better, but I thought I enjoyed it.
it wasn't terrible. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, if I get the mechanics a little more smoothly, and I'm sure we can make it better. But I don't think it was any kind of failure on any
Well,
level.
I think actually after we got going a bit is starting to look more like it was supposed to.
I think we were just kind of going at it the backwards way, where we were coming up with something and then giving it a skill versus using a skill and then coming up with something. Or something.
Yeah, well, we'll see that again. Hopefully after we figured it out. Because I was planning on using those too.
But yep.
Something that Sai will have picked up at that little trade town. Some lights
Maybe.
of some kind.
Oh, right. Chem lights. What was the tech level here?
It's,
It was 9, wasn't it?
Even just regular old flashlight.
yes.
Yeah, so this should be able to get chem lights at least.
Needs to
Get
be
some
one of
decent-
those
Double check.
lights where you have to wind it up and it works for a few minutes.
Yeah, those don't work too well, I've found.
Those suck, actually. Tech level is actually A, early stellar, so that might actually be low 10.
Right, I think we had that question before. I think 9 is early stellar.
Right. So yeah, on the Traveller wiki, it does have tech level 9, but I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's right. I'd have to go to Utsig.
Yeah, Utsig should have both.
But it's all good.
Right. So we tried to pick up some lighting. Seems reasonable.
Yeah, that
And if we
that
didn't,
shouldn't be
we
a
might
problem.
find some here.
GURPS Tech level 9.
Actually, that'd be 3rd edition 9.
But
What
yep.
else?
So no game next week. Then after that.
Word.
Throw the
Alright,
switch.
Alright.
I will
Night
miss
stream?
the 26th.
Night stream.
Night,
Good
guys.
night, Scream.
Oh no, is the robot gonna power down and then we don't know what to do again?